to the size of the American consumer base, but rather the solution is to offer them a pathway to residency or citizenship. Make them residents, make them citizens, make them eligible for these benefits, make them have long-term survivability in the
I
market,
totally
remove their
like
threat of being deported. Then they will have just as much bargaining power as any other resident or citizen, so they'll be getting paid more on average. So instead of seeing the destructive effects of mass deportation, we'd be seeing the awesome effects of mass amnesty, like a massive increase in real median wages, like an expedited increase in GDP growth, since now they have more money to spend. And even more, but you obviously don't want to hear it because you're interrupting me.
No, because I agree with you on that. Like,
Okay,
I'm not
so then you
disagreeing
disagree with Donald Trump's mass deportation, and I've now effectively demonstrated how it does not help the working class.
But Joe Biden never put into anything into place that gave all these immigrants, like, I would be totally fine if he was like, okay, if you can either prove that you're working or gonna get a job, then you have 4 years on a work visa, and then maybe you can become a citizen, right? But there's no like level of citizenship where they can just go and get citizenship because there's so many of them, right? It's like you can just be like, all right, well, let's say 10 million illegal immigrants. How are you going to vet 10 million illegal immigrants? You can't.
Okay,
The court
so
system's not big enough.
it'd be easier to vet undocumented immigrants than to deport them.
Yeah, to a certain degree, but at the same time,
So mass
okay, so
amnesty is actually the more
how
realistic.
many illegal immigrants do you think are
So
dangerous?
mass amnesty is the more realistic and feasible solution
How
compared to
many
mass
illegal immigrants
deportation.
do you think are dangerous?
Less than 1%.
Less than 1%. Come on. Come on. They come from countries that are rule and have don't follow the rules that America follows. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot.
Hey Tim, they're actually better at following the rules of this country than you. On American soil,
And
undocumented immigrants are 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes, 3 times less likely to commit property crimes, and 3.5 times less likely to commit petty crimes. And if you really cared
yeah, but that's
about
because they don't have
one moment,
property. How could they
one
commit
moment,
property crimes if they don't have property?
property crimes typically aren't committed on your own property, genius. Property crime would be theft or arson. Thank you.
Okay.
Holy
Well,
shit. Anyways, now to
but
continue with what I was
but
saying, because you interrupted me, Tim. Just give me a minute. Just give me a moment. Now that you interrupted me. Okay. So if you really cared about an individual's ability to follow the rules, then you would never support Trump as president. Dude, he's so bad at following the rules that as of a lawsuit that concluded in 2018, he legally can't operate a foundation or charity in the state of New York since he defrauded it. He's so bad at following the rules that he broke the law and intentionally concealed classified documents in the bathroom of his estate at Mar-a-Lago after the termination of his first administration. And then when the FBI investigated him for it, he hid them and lied to them to their fucking faces. He's so bad at following the rules that as his second administration was beginning, he was found guilty of 34 different counts of felonies, classy felonies in the state of New York. He's so bad at following the rules that in 2023, a court adjudicated him for being guilty of the grape of E. Jean Carroll. He's so bad at following the rules that in the 70s, the New York State Justice Department investigated him and sued him for violating the Civil Rights Act and refusing to rent to black individuals. He's so bad at following the rules that he doesn't even know if he has to follow them. And this is coming from his
agree.
100-day sit-down interview with ABC News when he straight up told them that he doesn't know if he has to follow the rules or AKA follow the American Constitution.
See, that's
So
where I
you
think
don't
you
care
think
about breaking the rules, or
No,
you would never make
no,
the
but-
number one rule
no.
breaker, Donald J. Trump, the president of the most powerful country on the face of planet Earth. And make sure you respond to that point, please, because you're sitting here telling us that we need to remove undocumented immigrants from this country since they broke a rule of a federal misdemeanor, but then we need to have the 34-count felon adjudicated rapist plus everything else I just said running the country. Is that not hypocritical?
No, it is. I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you on that instance. Like, I do think Trump breaks the rules, and he's broken the rules his whole life, right? We know
But
that.
make him
But
president.
yeah, okay, but at the same time, we had two choices, right? Take Kamala Harris, take Trump out of it.
Who is better
Who
at
would
following the
you
rules?
No, but who would you rather had be president? See, I would like to know what your actual real presidential candidate would be.
A question that is irrelevant to the debate as of right now. Who is better at
No, but
following the
like
rules, Kamala Harris
seriously,
or Donald Trump?
I mean, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris actually indicted
Oh
in
my
the state
God.
of California.
Make sure not to say
Kamala
the names
Harris.
of any DRUGS, please. Please.
Okay, but she did indict uh, at least 1,000 minorities, right, for just evidence.
Dean says, make sure not to say the names of any DRUGS, please. Guest says, what we just heard. Okay, you can't say the names of DRUGS on TikTok. I literally tried to give him a heads up. I tried to give him a heads up, and he still didn't listen. So we're gonna move on to the next guest, unfortunately. Thank you so much for the, let's see here. Thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo, Aaron. Thank you so much for the love, dude. Aaron with the $20 on Venmo says, you're amazing, man. Well, thank you so much for your kindness, brother. Show some love to Aaron down below in that chat, everybody. Please, 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 please. As well as Gwen, appreciate you for the $10 who says, don't think this guy works in social services. I recommend that you ask him what the 150% of the poverty line is. Well, he's gone now because he broke the rules, but Gwen, thank you for the $10. And Mr. Nate, thank you for the $50 on Venmo. Oh my God, dude. Nate with a $50 says, have had a lot of late nights recently, so been catching the VODs day after a lot lately. They make the witching hours go by. Well, Nate, it's so good to see you again, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Nate is the stream pharmacist. He's always hanging out with us, dropping donos too. Seriously, brother, thank you for the $50 and show some love to Nate down below in that chat. Also, show some love to Matthew down below in that chat for the $20 who says, how do Trump supporters not understand that supporting him makes them a traitor to this nation? Well, a lot of them don't know that. A lot of them are willfully ignorant. Some others don't care, and others, deny it, even though it's true, with no reason whatsoever. Thank you for the $20, Matthew, then Olivia. Thank you for the $5 as well. Then we have 3 more people to thank here. Actually, 4 more people to thank here. But before we do, let's go ahead and make sure that this next guest is Maga. Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Blake?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you sound like you're around 1.5 miles away from your mic. Can you come a little bit closer?
Yes, I do support Donald Trump.
Now you're a lot closer. And how old are you?
I am 19 years old.
Can you disconnect any like Bluetooth like mic that you have plugged in? Like maybe if you have like a headset on, AirPods in, it just sounds a little bit.
Well, I have like an old phone, and my mic on this phone isn't really good.
I mean, it's good enough. It's good enough. We can hear you clearly. We just hear you clearer if like it happened to be a Bluetooth device, but it's fine. And then what year were you born in?
I was born in 2006,
What month?
July.
Okay. All right. Give me a second here. I have a couple more people to thank, then I'll pass you the mic. Darius, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Appreciate you for that love, man. And Marty, oh my God, thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. Let's get 500 Marty W's in that chat. Shit, you guys are going nuts today. That is Marty spelled. Thank you for the 50, Marty and Darius down below in that chat. And then one person I'd like to thank over on YouTube Super Chat, Dan. Thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. Appreciate you so much for the love, Dan. Take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
Because he's getting illegals out of the country.
Big deportation fan. Check this out. Name one way that mass deportation materially and positively benefits this country.
Well, first of all, illegals to enter this country, I know some of them do good for this country, but a lot of them can actually do some bad for this country.
Get a lot closer to that mic, my friend.
You know, I'm just gonna go, and you can move on to the next guest.
It's fine. When you get close enough, we can hear you.
It's all right.
Okay, whatever. See you later, Blake. Moving on to the next guest, guys. Only up inside of that queue if you support Trump as president. Moving on to the next guest right now, everyone. Moving on to the next guest right now, guys. Holy cow, dude, it is so hard to find Trump supporters today. Hopefully this next guest is Maga. Just looking for some debates, dude. I feel like the people today have just been crazy. Yo, dude, this just came in like literally 10 seconds ago. William, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Thank you, bro. William with the $25 says, ask these clowns why they're not as upset with the corporations hiring those evil undocumented people. Hypocrites, all of them. Exactly. They're mad at the evil undocumented people working these jobs, but not mad at the corporations for exploiting their labor, okay? Right? It's because they suck the boot, okay? They want it all in their mouth, all in their face, okay? The big corporations are benevolent and positive, yet the exploited working class is, Satan reincarnate. Thank you for the $25 and the massive truth nuke. What's going on, Hooper? Do you support Trump?
Trans testicle.
Okay, you're like 14. Moving on to the next guest, we got Gender Czar loading up into this box. Here we go. Cutting that shit off like sushi. I remember that clip. That guy was fucking nuts. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Can I ask you to please try to follow the TikTok terms of service? I just sense you to be somebody that might violate the rules of the platform here.
Yeah, I don't want to get banned, so obviously I would watch what I say.
Okay. I think the first thing that we're going to talk about is what your bio says. Okay. Your bio says, make America straight again. Now,
That's correct.
because of TikTok terms of service, we have to be a little bit elusive with our words here. So we're going to use a word not non-straight. Okay? So why do you think it's wrong for people to be not straight?
Because it's a choice they make. Nobody is born that way.
So first and foremost, you're wrong, and I could give you a good reason why you're
No,
wrong.
I'm
But second of
correct.
all, even if you were correct, that wouldn't imply that therefore it's wrong. Like for instance, I'm making the choice to be holding this deck of cards in my hand. Therefore, in virtue of the fact that it's a choice, does that mean that it's wrong? No. I'm making the choice to start my live stream every single day and debate Trump supporters for 4 hours. In virtue of the fact that it's a choice, is it therefore wrong? No. I made the choice to wear this Iron Maiden shirt today. Does that mean in virtue of the fact that it was a choice, therefore it was a wrong choice? No. So therefore, just because you think that being non-straight is a choice, it doesn't imply that it's wrong. However, I would argue that it is not a choice, and I could give you a good reason why that is true.
Well, I can go down either road with you, but let's go down the road with the fact that we're born with the tools that we are given, meaning a male is born with reproductive tools and a female is born with her reproductive tools. And when you misuse that tool, you are basically violating the reason why you were given that tool.
Yeah, this is a really argument to dispute. You're saying that the parts of our bodies have a prescriptive purpose, and when you violate said prescriptive purpose, you're doing something that's morally wrong. Question.
That is correct.
What is the purpose of your lips?
I mean, I don't know, to talk.
Okay, anything else?
I mean, that's good enough.
So therefore, is it wrong when I kiss my girlfriend since that's not the prescriptive purpose of my lips?
No, because that's the beginning act of a procreation act.
Wait, are you saying that you can't procreate unless you kiss your partner first?
No, what I'm saying is you have chosen the right gender to procreate with.
Oh, but I'm still misusing, right, my lips because I'm doing something with them that's not in
No,
their
you're
intended
not
function or
misusing
purpose.
it. No.
Okay, so
Not
then,
misusing
so therefore, right, doing something with the parts of your body that aren't within side of their quote unquote prescriptive purpose isn't necessarily misuse or morally wrong. So then, why is it the case as it would relate to her genitalia?
Yeah, so for a male to say go down on a female, that's misusing the lips.
So is it
Or
wrong?
for a
So
female to go
is it
down on a male,
is it
that's
wrong?
misusing the lips.
So is it wrong to go down on your partner?
Sure. That's considered mastered
Do you
BATION.
do you have a wife?
Yes.
I bet she hates you. You could be doing a lot more for your lady, sir.
Yeah, well, we just try to procreate. That's all we care about.
God, what like a boring relationship, dude.
Well, maybe to you.
Yeah. So,
When you put God first, you don't need to do all those other things.
oh, you're just really putting God first. Do you think it's wrong to not procreate?
Yes.
Okay, so then Jesus wasn't perfect since he never procreated. Thanks.
Well, in your opinion, that's your opinion.
That's your opinion. You just said it's wrong to not
Yes,
procreate.
you're right. It is my opinion. Correct.
Did Jesus ever procreate?
I'm not sure. Possibly.
No, the answer to the question is no. Jesus
in
never
heaven,
had children.
he has.
Because
In
Jesus
heaven,
was never
he has.
married.
Yeah, he was married.
To who?
I forget the name of his wife, but he did marry.
Are you talking about Mary Magdalene?
No,
Okay, then who are you talking about?
whoever his wife was.
Who is
She's
his
not
wife?
written. I don't know, but
Where-
that's not the point.
Where in the Bible
I
does
came
it?
up
Whoa!
here-
Where in the Bible does it say that like Jesus was married?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know. Well, then
I
why
came
do?
up
So why do
here
you
to
think
talk
he was married?
about- I came up here to talk about the removal of the transgenders in the.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Okay, we got to watch your word there too. I understand that you don't want to talk about the current question that I'm asking you because you don't have an answer. Okay, we'll talk about other things after you answer my question. Where in the Bible does it say that Jesus married?
Yeah, I don't know.
So then why do you think he was married?
I don't read the Bible that much.
Obviously. So why do you think he was married?
I don't think he's married. He was married.
Yeah, what makes you think that he was married?
just a personal belief.
Why is that your personal belief?
It just is.
So you hold personal beliefs for no good reason?
Yep.
Okay, if you can hold personal beliefs for no good reason, then I can too. Therefore, I reject your
that
argument
is
with no
correct.
good reason, and my line of logic
That's
is just
fair.
as valid as your own.
That is fair.
You know, other people that held beliefs for no good reason are like Nazis and white supremacists. So are you saying that ideologically speaking, the way that you form
Are
your own
you
beliefs?
saying that's what you are? No. So you just
Oh.
said that you're able to form your own beliefs. Is that what you're saying you are?
So I was doing an internal critique of your view when I said that because you formulate your own beliefs with no good reason, therefore I can too. Obviously, I don't think that is a
Right.
good thing to do. I think that that is a bad thing to do. But obviously, you disagree.
Why
You
is
think
it a
is
bad thing to do?
Yeah, you think it's perfectly permissible to build beliefs with no good reason. And the reason why I'd say it's a bad thing is because then your
Well, I
beliefs won't be
believe they
truth
have a
tracking.
good reason.
I
I believe they have a good reason.
I think that it's important for your beliefs to be truth tracking, and you cannot ensure that your beliefs are likely to be truth tracking if you hold them with no good reason. Okay, it is a good reason, and which would try to ensure that your beliefs track what is actually true of the world around you. I think that holding beliefs that don't actually track truth is not only counterproductive, but I also find it to be harmful to the state of this world. I think that beliefs with no good reason to justify them are the ones throughout history that we look very negatively upon, like the belief that slavery is permissible, the belief that like women are less than men, the belief that that the Holocaust was a good thing, or that we need to quote unquote preserve the white race, so on and so forth. Those are all things that we condemn, and the reason why we condemn them is because they're harmful beliefs that weren't true, as they had no good reason for them to be true, and that is why I'd say it's a bad thing for you to be holding beliefs for no good reason.
Well, I believe that I hold values that you don't believe in, like marriage between a male and a female, procreation, the unity of the family.
Would you argue that
These
it's
are all things that the Democratic Party are against.
would you
They
argue
are pro. They are pro non-straight. They are pro. Uh, you know.
would you argue that it's wrong for two non-straight people to be together because they can't have children with one another?
Would I argue that I would argue that anybody is with the same sex is wrong.
Because they can't have kids with one another, right?
No, because they're with the same sex.
Okay, and why is that
Nothing
wrong?
to do with whether or not they can have kids.
And why-
Because there is
why is that
husband
wrong?
and wife that can't have children.
Yeah, exactly. So then why is it wrong?
It goes against the use of their procreation tool.
But I thought that we already went through that. You don't think it's wrong to quote unquote misuse the tools that we have, even if there is a prescriptive
No,
purpose to
I
begin
think
with.
it is wrong to misuse the tools we have.
Okay, and you're calling misuse
Absolutely.
an aggression upon the prescriptive purpose of them. So what is that prescriptive purpose of my hand?
No, I'm only talking about the reproductive tools. I
Wait,
don't
so you
care
think
about
that?
the other ones.
Wait, so if you don't think that my hand has a prescriptive purpose, then why do you think that my penis has a prescriptive purpose?
Because it's used for procreation,
Okay,
nothing else.
But the same way, wait, you don't use your penis for anything but procreation. So how do you piss?
Well, I mean that's not in the act of procreation.
Okay, yeah, well, what you're saying is that it can be used for procreation, the same way that my hand can be used to play the
It is
piano,
supposed
or my
to
lips
be
can be
used
used to
for
kiss my girlfriend.
procreation.
And how do you know that?
If it's used for any other matter in the act of procreating, when you misuse it, it's wrong.
How do you know
In
that
other
it's
words-
supposed to be used for procreation?
In other words, for a male to procreate,
How do you know that it's
he
supposed to
has
be used for procreation?
for a male to procreate, he has to get HARD. Okay, so when that happens and he misuses it, that's wrong.
So how do you know that the male member is supposed to be used for reproduction? Not that it can be used for reproduction.
I mean,
but rather
science tells
supposed
us
to.
that.
How so?
Science tells us that's what happens.
Oh, well, yeah, I agree that scientific observations, right, conclude that that is something the male member can do, that is something the male member does do. But I don't think a simple observation of a part of our bodies doing something that it can do, therefore means that that is what it is supposed to do. Like for instance, observations can conclude that my hands can play the piano. Am I therefore justified in arguing that my hands are supposed to play the piano? No.
Well, I would argue and say that your tool for procreation, if it's misused, is very harmful for society.
Well, keep in mind, we're still on the basis of just determining that we even know that there's a prescriptive purpose or function of the male member in the first place. Because I just asked you for the good reason to believe that there is a prescriptive purpose of the male member, and you told me that you know that's what the a prescriptive function of the male member is, because that's something the male member can do. But I thought I just explained to you very reasonably how it is the case that just because a part of our body can do something doesn't mean that's what it's supposed to do, right? Like with the whole,
Yes,
my
that
hands
is
can
what it-
play piano,
no.
but they're not
No, I
supposed to play piano.
disagree.
My lips
disagree.
can kiss my girlfriend, right? But they're not
I
necessarily
disagree.
supposed to kiss my girlfriend. And I could give other examples too.
I disagree.
Okay, what do you disagree on specifically?
I disagree that the fact that just because it can do something else, it should do something else.
Okay, so if you're arguing in support of the premise that just because something can do X doesn't mean that it should do X, then how do you know
Correct.
that the penis should reproduce?
Because that's the whole design of what happens when you use it.
So you're just saying that it should do that because it can do it, but I just thought you just rejected that logic as it related to my hand. So why would you accept that logic as it would relate to my member?
Because when you look at
Oh,
the
fuck.
product that comes out when it's finished, it's designed for procreation, and when you put it in a female's mouth, it basically misuses the product that came out.
Dude, we're
You
literally
have
just
to put it in the.
we're
you have
literally
to
just
put
going
it
in
in the right
circles.
hole.
We're literally
You
just
have
going
to
in
put it
circles.
in the right hole. Otherwise, you're wasting your whatever you want to call
Sir,
it.
we are literally just going in circles at this point.
Okay.
Once
let's
again,
talk
once
about
again,
the transgenders
no, because
removal
I'm not,
in
I'm not,
the
I'm not done.
military.
I'm not done quite yet. We are literally just going in circles at this point. Once again, your argument is that because the male member can reproduce, that therefore it is supposed to reproduce. But I've already demonstrated how this logic is flawed. Just because a part of your body can do something
Well,
doesn't
I
mean it's
disagree.
supposed to do something.
Yeah, I disagree with you.
Okay, so you're accepting the logic that if a part of your body can do something, therefore it's supposed to do it?
No, what I'm saying is if you misuse it, it's wrong.
Okay, that's not what I asked.
I understand that's not what you asked.
So then answer the question I asked.
Okay, repeat it in a different form.
Your argument is that the male member, because the male member can reproduce, that therefore the male member is supposed to reproduce.
Correct. Yes.
So because my hands can play piano, therefore my hands are supposed to play piano?
That's not a reproductive tool.
So what is the relevant difference in the
I'm
argument?
only talking about the reproductive tool.
So why does your logic only apply to reproductive tools, but it doesn't apply to non-reproductive tools? This sounds like special pleading.
Because it's the whole part that I'm talking about.
But it just sounds like special pleading. Like, why would your logic only apply to what's in between my legs, but not what's at the end of my arms?
Because it's designed only for procreation.
But
your
you're-
hands are
you're-
designed for many uses.
But you have no evidence that it's only designed for procreation or that it was designed by an intelligent designer at all.
What do you mean? I have no evidence. It's self-evident.
You're saying that it's
That if
self-evident because that's something
It's
it can do.
self-evident.
Okay, right. But then you're saying that it's self-evident because that's something that it can do. Therefore, I could say that it's self-evident that the male member was designed to go into a male's anus because that's also something
Oh.
it could do. I could say that it's self-evident that my hands were designed to play the piano because that's something they can do. I could say that it's self-evident that my lips and vocal cords were designed
You
to
can say
shit on
anything you want.
homophobic, bigoted Trump supporters because that's something that they can do. So do you see like
you can
how
say
your
anything you
logic?
want.
Do you see how your logic just simply doesn't hold up?
No, it does hold up.
If
You
it,
just don't
if it
like
held up, then you'd be necessarily forced into accepting that my hands are supposed to play piano and my mouth and
No,
vocal
I'm
cords
not
are
talking
supposed to
about
shit
your
on Trump
hands.
supporters in debates.
I'm not talking about your hands.
Exactly, because you're only special pleading as it relates to the
keep
male member.
veering off-
Exactly,
you
but you
keep
can't give
veering
any
off the
reason.
subject.
You can't give any reason why your logic only applies to the male member but does not apply to any other part of my body.
It does because you're misusing your tool anytime.
But once again, we're not.
put it in the wrong
so,
hole.
so the argument of your conclusion that the male member is designed to engage in intercourse with a woman and reproduce, right, would imply the conclusion. Therefore, you're misusing it if you do anything else with it. I'm not rejecting the
Correct.
conclusion. I'm rejecting the argument that builds that conclusion from the get-go, right? So I'm rejecting the fact that that is what it is designed to do, and that's the only prescriptive purpose of the male member. And once again, the reason I'm rejecting this argument is by showing you how your logic is just simply invalid. The way that I continue to re-demonstrate that your logic is simply invalid is by applying your logic to other parts of my bodies and other parts of my body,
All right,
and
so
thereby
let's-
demonstrating its
Let's
absurdity.
use your theory. Let's use your theory. Your hands. You can put your hand around somebody's neck and stop them from continue breathing. Correct?
Yep.
Does that mean that you're supposed to do that?
Yeah, absolutely not. The same way you can use your penis to reproduce with a woman, but that doesn't necessarily mean that therefore you're supposed to do that.
No, it does mean you're supposed to do that.
So you just
Because that's
refuted
the
your own
only-
logic. You just
that's
literally
the end
refuted your own
outcome.
logic. You just literally refuted your own logic. Honestly,
No, I
dude,
said that
I gotta
that
give
is
it to you.
supposed to
I gotta give it to you. That's actually a pretty damn good argument. Okay, your hand can go around somebody else's neck and strangle them to death. That doesn't mean that therefore it should do that. The perfect refutation of your own logic. Just because the male member can be used to engage in intercourse with a woman doesn't mean that it therefore should do that.
Yeah. No, it does mean it should do that.
Oh, okay. So let's just follow your logic. Now I'm going to come at this from a different angle. Let's go and accept that if your reproductive organ, right? If you're under your view, if your male member can do something that therefore it should, because my male member can. Well, I'm not going to use mine because that's kind of crazy. I'm straight and I got a girlfriend. Because a hypothetical man's male member can fuck some ass. Therefore, it means that it should fuck some ass.
All right, let me take the floor here for just a second. So the end result is a baby, correct? Yes or no?
The end result of what?
The end result is a baby if it's done correctly, right?
Of what?
If a male and female get together.
What do you mean by correctly?
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. If you want me to explain that in more detail, I will. But you know what I'm talking about. When the male peen goes inside the vag and it's done correctly, the end result is a baby. Yes or no?
Well, it depends on like how you are using the word correctly. But no, it is not true that the end result of heterosexual intercourse is always reproduction.
Then you're saying that's not how a baby is born?
I'm not saying that that's
comes to-
so. I'm not saying that that's not how a baby is born. What I am saying is that doesn't always make a baby be born.
That's how you create a baby. Yes or no?
Well, it's not the only way, but it's definitely the predominant way. Yes.
I'll agree. It's not the only way. But if we look back 1,000 years ago, was there any other way to make a baby?
No. And we look back 1,000 years ago. Was there any other way to play the piano, but with your hands or similar instruments connected to your hands?
I'm not familiar with the piano that much.
Yeah. So therefore, because the only way to successfully play the piano 1,000 years ago, right, was with your hands. Therefore, your hands are supposed to play piano, right?
Yeah. So
Right.
if we look at the end result, when it is done correctly, a baby can be created. But when it's used incorrectly, and there is millions of ways to use it incorrectly, a male can put it in another person's mouth.
Well, see, the
male
thing
or
is that
female.
we wouldn't say that it's incorrect usage due to the fact that when two males would want to engage in intercourse, they're not doing so to create a
Can
baby.
they ever
Genius.
create a baby by doing that?
Oh, can they ever create a baby by doing that? No. So therefore, it's wrong.
All right. Yes.
Okay.
correct.
Can a fertile man and an infertile woman ever create a baby by engaging in intercourse?
No, that would be a woman that is out of order.
A woman that's out of order?
Yeah, in other words, she can't produce.
Wait, so do you think that the only quote unquote purpose that women serve is to reproduce with men?
That is the greatest purpose that they can accomplish.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I got a question for you. How old is your mom?
79?
So your mom's out of order?
Yes.
Dude, you're sick. You're so sick. I can't believe that you're so misogynistic that you're willing to say that your own mother's out of order.
Well, she's been for plenty of years.
One moment. So I would argue that it's definitely very offensive and wrong to say that a woman becomes out of order if said woman cannot reproduce due to the fact that a woman being able to reproduce is A, not the only thing that women can do, and B, incredibly unimportant to many women.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people would find it offensive, but the truth is the fact that you get to a point in time in your life that you're no longer able to produce children, so your body is out of order.
Okay. So if you don't reproduce, then you're out of order.
Yes.
So Jesus was out of order because he never reproduced.
Possibly. Possibly.
You just
I'm willing
called
to say
God
possibly.
out of order. You're a Christian. Shouldn't that demonstrate the absurdity in your argument?
I'm saying possibly.
Like, if women are out of order, then so is God. Like the perfect, all-knowing, all-good, right,
What do you
infinite
mean?
being.
We're all a child of God. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
God-
but just
God
what I'm arguing
created.
is that it's like very God didn't create humans through procreation.
Yes, God created us all. We're
can-
all created in the image of God.
Can you please define procreation?
You want me to define procreation?
I do.
Like the act?
Yeah, what is the act of procreation?
Yeah, I mean, we all know the act. We don't. I mean, we're not 12 years old.
So sex. So God created humans through sex?
Yes.
Dude, what? Wait, what? I have a question. Who did God engage in sex with to
Yeah,
create
that's
all
not-
humans?
That's not something we know yet.
That's not something we know.
That is correct.
Wait, but by the way, before everything existed, before all creation, what would there be in order to like? There's no one that exists. There's no one exists. Who could he have sex with?
Well, I mean, let's look at Adam and Eve. They were the first.
No,
born,
we're
right?
talking about before that. No, the creation of Adam and Eve. Did that rely upon sex?
Yes.
Okay, who existed other than God?
That's unknown.
So is God asexual? Is that your position, or not? Or not necessarily an asexual in a
I
sense.
don't know what asexual.
Sorry, let me clarify.
means.
Let me clarify. Not asexual in the sense probably that you're thinking, but I meant like, can he reproduce himself? Right? Does he have sex with himself under your view?
Did God like
Females,
shag a black
with
hole?
With females to create spirit children.
So wait, are they eternal too?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, but you said that we're all the
So
children
God
of
didn't
God,
create
right?
them.
Wait, so everybody
Yeah,
ever's the
right.
child of God?
That is correct.
So God fucked his own kid?
What do you mean? No,
Because you said that God like reproduced with a female, right? But you said like all males and females are children of God, therefore God fucked his own child.
No.
Wait, what? So then not all males and females are children of God.
Well, I mean, in order to create a child, you have to have a male and a female.
So okay, so then not all males and females, under your view, are created by God.
Well, I mean, some might be created by the devil.
Wait, so God fucked the devil's kid.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
Wait, so who created the devil?
I don't know. Somebody did.
Dude, the answer would be God. So you're saying that God either
the
fucked his
devil has a
daughter or
father.
granddaughter?
Dude,
that?
what the fuck are you saying? No wonder you watch Alex Jones, dude. Your profile picture is Alex Jones, I can tell.
That is correct. Yeah. Let's move on to the subject that I came up here for, the removal of the TRANs in the
God.
military.
Oh my God.
What we need to do is move this over to the private sector,
Okay.
not just the military.
Yeah.
And once we do that, we will take America back the way it used to be in the 50s, 60s, 20s, and so forth.
You think that America should be the way that it was in the 20s?
Not 100% of the way, but a lot of it, yes.
What
a lot
about
of the laws?
what
Like
about
what specifically do you want?
We need to. So in 1962, Illinois was the first state to decriminalize homosexuality, and other states began.
So
to
wait,
follow
do you
after
think
that.
it should be criminalized?
Yes, we need. Yes,
Okay, wait, hold
absolutely.
up. Let me ask you this question. Why should it be criminalized under your view?
Because it's a disgusting act.
Okay, so you think every disgusting act should be criminalized?
Yes, actually, I do.
Oh, okay. So, do you think certain foods are disgusting?
Yes,
So you think eating disgusting foods should be criminalized?
I mean that's something that could be looked at. Yes,
is shit disgusting?
yes.
So it should be criminalized to shit?
No, it should be criminalized to try to serve it to somebody.
Wait, no,
I
but
think it already is.
but like the act of shitting, right? Like shit's pretty gross. So therefore the act of shitting should be criminal.
Look, I get you're smart and you're very good at arguing, so I
So-
commend you on that. But let's
So how
just
many-
try to stick to
So
Dude,
so
you said everything under your view that's disgusting should be criminalized. He just
Yeah.
gave you something that you consider disgusting, yet you
Yeah.
said it shouldn't be criminalized.
Yeah,
So
so-
what's the reason why you
let
think
me
it should be
ask you-
criminalized?
Let me ask
So-
you this:
so dropping a load should be
you guys
illegal.
You guys are pro AB, right?
No, don't pivot. Don't pivot. You just said that being gay should be criminalized, and you said
Yes.
the reason is because you think it's quote unquote disgusting. And then we
Yes.
said that just because you think something is quote unquote disgusting doesn't mean that you think it should be criminalized, because there are plenty of things like shitting that you think shouldn't be criminalized, even though you think it's disgusting.
Well, let's stick on the topic that I was talking about.
That was the topic.
If you
By the
if
way,
you're a
we
good
got a live
arguer,
restriction.
you should be able to stick on the same topic without pivoting.
I just want to bring it up. We did get a live restriction. We are going to need to reset the live, right? But this conversation is just, too nuts. Don't necessarily want to end it right now. How about this? I'll let it play on. I'll see if the appeal gets approved. If it doesn't, then we'll do a restart here in a little bit. Go ahead.
So anyway, as I was saying, in 1962, Illinois was the first state to decriminalize it.
W. Illinois.
And then others. What's that?
W. Illinois. I don't think that it should be criminal to love
And
who you
then
love.
other
As long as it's
states began to follow
if it's
after that.
as long as it's two consenting adults. Okay. Like I mean, I don't.
So wait, you said so long as it's two consenting adults? Is that what you said?
Yeah, two
So
non-incestuous consenting
if
adults.
it's a
I'm with it.
50-year-old father and a 19-year-old son doing it to each other, is that good?
So if you listen to what I said, I first argued two non-incestuous consenting adults. And then secondarily, I'm not sure that a 19-year-old can consent to sex with a 50-year-old. I hold a little bit of a more nuanced take on consent that I don't think the whole cut and dry, you turn 18 and all of a sudden you have an ability exists.
Okay, so you are against the law that says when you turn 18, you do not have the freedom to choose who you want to love.
Yeah, I don't think when you turn 18, you can consent to sex with like a 80-year-old. Yeah. Like
Well,
there's
maybe
like
that's
plenty there's like plenty of 18-year-olds that are like still in high school, man.
Maybe that's a law that we should look at. I think that's a good point you bring up. Maybe
Yeah.
we should look at that and introduce it into Congress.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, can we get back to the point that you were making in terms of why you think it should be criminalized? Again, you didn't really provide any proper
Yeah,
basis for saying it
so-
should be criminalized.
Because we lived in a more moral society at that time.
That's a
Where
ridiculous statement.
when women got pregnant, they went and they kind of hid themselves out of shame because they knew it was wrong if they did it out of wedlock. And bastard children were
so
not.
women
were
so
not as
pregnant
born
women hiding in
frequently
shame
as
is
today.
good.
I'm sorry. Say that
So
again.
pregnant women hiding in shame is a good thing.
Yeah, because they fornicated and they
God.
they got pregnant out of wedlock.
Fornication is not wrong, but I love
Oh my
fornication,
God.
actually. I love it so much. Like, I fornicate all the time. I love it.
Well, I mean, so do schmurderers. They love doing what they do.
So
Wait,
do you think that
just
fornication is
compare
equal to murder?
fornication to murder?
I'm sorry, I'm listening to two people at the same time.
We asked the same question.
Yeah, did you just compare fornication to murder?
Yeah, I'm looking at anything that's wrong, like
Okay.
schmurder.
Okay, I mean, are you an incel, dude?
He's a
I don't know what an
76-year-old
incel
incel.
is.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to hit a restart real quick. Hey, Gender Czar, do you want to come back once I hit the restart so we could finish this conversation?
Sure.
Hit that follow button. It's a big red button. You could unfollow me after. It should be right there on your phone screen. You'll be able to find me in the following list. Okay.
All right.
Okay, Parker, do you want to come back too? Love to have you on. I actually do need to go pee, so it'd be pretty beneficial.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, Parker, I completely agree. All right, everybody. So if you want to hear the rest of this conversation, if you want to hear the rest of the dialogue between males and females that make males better at leading.
The fact that they don't think emotionally.
Okay. And what is your evidence that men don't think emotionally?
I mean, you look at Trump. Do you think he thinks emotionally?
Yes.
You think he thinks emotionally?
Very much so.
Okay. All right. I mean, if that's how you feel, then you win the argument. Then.
He was so emotional that he lost. See ya, Parker. Appreciate you for joining. He was so emotional that he lost the 2020 election, and he thinks so emotionally that he just basically believed that he won it. By the way, if you disagree with that, don't say so. TikTok will take you down. He was so emotional when a female reporter was pressing him on the important questions that he told her to shut the hell up, called her unintelligent, and labeled her as a piggy. He's such an incredibly emotional man that he was so mad that he lost the Nobel Peace Prize to a woman, by the way, that he then created his own FIFA Peace Prize and gave it to himself. Okay, he's a very emotional man. And by the way, I'd actually
I'll agree
argue,
with that.
on average, I think that women are less emotional than men.
Which type of women?
All women, right?
All?
As a general statement, women are less emotional than men, on average.
So should we remove all the males from the Department of the force, any of the armed forces that we have, and just put females in there?
I'm not really sure what the basis or the nature of your question is. What I will say is I think that although women are less emotional on average than men, this doesn't mean that all men are emotional. So I mean, it's a pretty simple refutation of that last statement.
But if you think women are stronger,
can I prove to you that women are less emotional than men?
I mean, you can try.
Okay. Can we agree that violent crime is a very irrational and emotional response to external stimuli?
A good majority of the time, yes.
So then why are 92% of violent crimes committed by men? And your answer shouldn't be because they're physically stronger on average, because even violent crimes that don't require physical strength, like cyberbullying or arson, are also disproportionately perpetuated by men.
Yeah. So if you look at the amount of schmurders that happen or violent crimes where it leads to DEATH, and it's a horrible act. Like, in other words, something that is not just a somebody used by somebody's GUN, and it's multiple stabbings, whatever, and that's a very violent act. And you look at how women unalive people. Usually, I'm not saying all the time. Usually, it's done through like some type of poisoning or something where the physical body doesn't have to interact in a violent manner.
That is still a violent crime. To poison somebody to death is still a violent crime.
No, it's not a violent. It's not violent.
It's
violent.
It is classified by our government as a violent crime
It may
to
be
murder somebody
classified,
by
but
poisoning them.
It may be classified, but it's not engaging in front of
so
them.
facts don't care about your feelings. The fact is that it is classified as a violent crime by the FBI, and still yet, according to FBI crime statistics, men commit 92% of all violent crimes.
Yeah, because men are more powerful like that.
Well, we already went over how this wouldn't hinge more powerful. What do you mean by powerful there?
I mean, like,
More emotional? You mean like more irrational and more emotional?
Men are stronger by nature. We're designed to be protectors.
So, well, it's definitely not in the nature of a protector to commit violent crimes. It's also definitely not the case that the reason why men commit more violent crimes on average is because they're physically stronger. As violent crimes, they don't need physical strength. They're still disproportionately committed by men. I already brought up cyberbullying. But I actually think that the argument that men are more likely to be violent is because men are more likely to be a protector would imply that if you are a protector, therefore you want to commit violent crimes, which is antithetical to the nature of what a protector should do. Not to mention that typically protectors are inferior to who they protect. Who's the leader? The president or the president's protectors, the Secret Service?
Well, say that again. I'm sorry.
Who's superior and who's inferior? The president or the Secret Service?
Well, if you're asking who is if it came down to a physical fight, the Secret Service.
So you think that the Secret Service leads and the president follows? Obviously, the president would be the leader in that circumstance.
No, but there is a point in time where your body physically becomes out of order for protecting.
I don't think that our physicalities determine how good we are at leading.
The president's body is physically unable to protect anymore.
Okay, but we'd still argue that the president is more important than the president's Secret Service, right?
Yes.
Okay, right. Who's the leader? The coach of a football team or the players of the football team?
The coach of the football team.
And who's physically stronger?
The players.
Right. Who's the leader? The commander in chief of the military and the generals of the military, or the grunts and foot soldiers in the military?
The foot soldiers
would be the followers, but they're also the stronger ones, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, like, what we're observing here is that when an individual fills this role of being a protector, of being like the one with the strength, that typically they'd be viewed as inferior and lesser than those without those traits, or with those traits to a lower degree on average. So I think when you describe men as the protectors of women, you're just describing men as less valuable than women, right? Because in all these circumstances, the protectors are always those with less value. Another good example would be like my phone with my phone case. The phone case protects my phone, but my phone case is also significantly less valuable than my phone. And I also just don't think that it is true that men are the protectors of women, since men are the ones who perpetuate what women need to be protected against, right? Like, I don't really think that men should get a gold star for throwing their shit on the wall than trying to clean it up. And I also don't think that you should sit here and lie about men and women, arguing that women are less rational and more emotional than men, considering the fact that I already brought up, which is the fact that men commit 92% of all violent crimes, when violent crime is an emotional and irrational response to external stimuli. Other data points to prove that women are less emotional on average than men would also include the fact that men are significantly more likely to engage in self-unaliving. Self-unaliving is very sad, but still yet it is driven by irrational emotions. Men dominate in that field. They also dominate in other fields that are driven by irrational thought processes involving emotion, like drunk driving or gambling. Meanwhile, when we look at fields which are dominated by the intelligence of an individual, that are dominated by the rationality of an individual, like academia and education, women outperform men. They're more likely to get higher grades on average, get more degrees, and go to school at higher levels to a higher extent on average when compared to men. And women are also better at dealing with emotions such as stress and pain when compared to men on average. This is why the American Medical Association tells us that from a study they did on 1.4 million patients worldwide performed on by surgeons, if you're performed on by a woman, you're less likely to die as a negative postoperative outcome or experience any other negative postoperative outcomes on top of death when you're operated on by a woman compared to a man. Not to mention that this is what we just see biologically speaking. Biology gives females thicker spines on their dendrites and their brains because females have the ability to give birth to children. What do those thicker spines do for them? It gives them a higher stress tolerance and a higher pain tolerance. Not saying that women have to give birth, just simply saying because they can, they have a greater ability, biologically speaking, to deal with stress and pain when compared to men. And maybe this is why we see men dealing with stress and pain emotions worse on average compared to women via all of the empirical data points that I just gave you and more. It is unequivocally false to suggest that women are more emotional than men. It is unequivocally false to suggest that men are more rational than women. And honestly, I just think it's dumb to gender these things. I think it's dumb to place a gendered expectation on emotional reactions, on leadership ability, on levels of rationale. But if you put a gun to my head and you force me to, I would say that women could actually be expected to do better at these things than men.
So let me ask you a question. If you had to pick a leader of the world that was from here at time and all eternity, would you rather it be a female?
I'd rather it be whoever's more qualified.
Okay, that's fair. But if you had to pick male or female, which would you pick?
Well, I kind of just answered this question in my last breath. I think it's dumb to place expectations on gender for leadership ability because I don't think that gender tells us too much about leadership ability. But if I was forced to, gun to my head,
Actually, it
I would
does.
argue that women would have a slight edge on men on
You
average.
you just argued the whole point of about gender of how women are better at this and that, and I agree with a lot of the stuff that you said. So how can you sit there and say that we can't judge it on gender?
Because I'd argue that these
That's so odd.
because I'd argue that these gender differences, for the most part, are driven by society, not driven by innate biology. And I think what drives these facts in society is men telling other men that they're not allowed to express their emotions, men telling other men that they're not allowed to go to therapy, and men telling other men that it's okay to be violent, that it's permissible to be a piece of shit, and that traits like like having an ego or being a narcissist are admirable, right? So because I don't think that they're driven by biology, but rather driven sociologically speaking by other men, makes me have a hard time saying that therefore we should place a gendered expectation that women are better at leading than men. I just think that gender is kind of irrelevant to the equation. I'm going to pick whoever is more qualified. But of course, women do have a slight edge when it comes to stress and pain tolerance, which would be the reason why I would argue if you put a gun to my head and you force me to pick on average who'd be better at leading with a veil of ignorance, shielding me from all other facts about the character or the experience of these two potential selections, a rational mind, because that slight edge that women possess, would pick the woman.
So let me take you down this road, and if you're okay with it. So let's use your own parents as an example, and this is only if you feel that you're okay doing it. So if you were to pick between your father and your mother in leading the entire world, who would you pick?
Out of my father or my mother, I'd pick my father.
Now, why is that?
It's because I think that my father in my life has demonstrated better leadership abilities compared to my mother for a multiplicity of reasons. However, I do think that those multiplicity of reasons are unrelated to their gender.
Okay. All right. It seems like you got a good head on your shoulder for the most part, and you grew up in a pretty good household, and your parents seemed like they took good care of you and raised you pretty good.
Okay.
Would you
Okay.
agree?
I'm so sorry. I mean, I'm not going to tell you too much about my past. But I would really
You don't
appreciate
have
it.
to.
I would really appreciate if you could respond to what I just said. Right. So like
Okay.
even in the
Repeat
question, even in the question that you just
repeat it.
asked me, you said, who would I like prefer to be like the supreme leader of the universe, my dad or my mom? I picked my dad. Right. And then I went on to describe, I'm not picking my dad because my dad's a man and my mom's a woman, but rather I'd be picking my dad in this circumstance for like unrelated character attributes that have no bearing nor relevance towards their gender.
Understood. And you said, could I answer the question? What was it that you wanted me to answer?
Well, I think I just wanted you to respond to the fact that it's possible for a man to be better at leading than a woman, just like it's possible for a woman to be better at leading than a man, not because the
Yeah,
man's a
fair.
man or because the woman's a
Fair.
woman, but rather because generally leadership abilities have nothing to do with your gender.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. If you picked 1,000 males and 1,000 females and randomly picked them to be a leader, that it's very possible that a woman could lead better than the randomly man that was picked. Absolutely.
I'd
I
actually argue.
totally
So
agree
if
with
if
that.
you picked 1,000 random men and 1,000 random women, that because of the sociological facts and the biological facts that we've already went over, we'd expect to see a slight edge in the average leadership ability of the women compared to the men.
Well, I mean that I don't know about that, but as I stated, it's very possible that of that 1,000, that one of the females that you pick could be a much better leader than any of the
So
males.
why don't you
There
think that
are
women should have the right to vote? Because it sounds like you're just conceding, right? You're no longer saying that
Well,
women are more
so
emotional
the
than men
reason
and men
why
are
I
better at leading
feel
than
that we
women.
need to repeal the 19th Amendment and stuff like that is I'm pro family, I'm pro life. I think that we need to outlaw all contraceptives. I think that the act of anybody doing it other than the act of procreation should be outlawed, and stuff like that. So
You're crazy.
when I look at repealing the
Wait,
19th
so do you think that
Amendment,
people should go to jail for like persistent lifelong fornication?
I mean, that's something that obviously could be voted on, and
What
people
would
could
you vote in
decide.
support?
Yes,
So Donald Trump should be in jail for persistent lifelong fornication.
I'm not familiar with it. I'm not a judge and jury for if he did or not.
Come on, no, that's his whole thing. He's had 3 wives. He's cheated on every single one of them. He's described himself as a sex pest. He's described himself as a predator. He's boasted about sexually exploiting women and girls. He said he could just grab women by the P word. He doesn't even need to ask first. He threw a private party with Jeffrey Epstein in the 90s, where it's just those 2 men and then around 50 other women. He was so attracted and in love with women that he literally started a beauty pageant for them just so he could look at their naked bodies and sexually exploit them because he's a sexual predator. And obviously, this would amount to a lifelong, to a life of fornication. This would obviously amount to a life of sexual violence. This would amount towards a life of sex outside of the confines of marriage with the intention of reproduction. So, under your view, you think Trump should be in jail?
So I believe that that business owners don't have to do as they say. It's do as I say, not do as I do. For Trump, he being the leader of the United States. It's do as I say, not do as I do.
So, I mean, you're just simply not responding to the argument that I set forth. You said that individuals that have engaged in fornication over the course of their life should go to jail. Donald Trump has done that. Therefore, you think Donald Trump should go to jail. Address
No,
the meat on the
because
bone.
he's the leader of the free world.
Wait, so you think that Donald Trump should be able to do whatever he wants because he's the quote unquote leader of the free world and have no accountability? So, if Donald Trump sexually exploited a naked kid, do you think he should go to jail?
Wait, but we don't know that happened.
Well, I mean, yeah, we don't. You're right. He's a good guy. He'd never do that. If he did, would you stop supporting him as president and should he go to jail?
If he did something with a child,
Yeah, if he like sexually exploited a naked woman and or sexually exploited a naked child, should he go to jail? Would you stop supporting him as president?
It would depend on who the next person up would be. Yeah, it would. It
Kamala
would have
Harris.
to depend a lot. No, then I would still pick Trump.
If he raped a child and the alternative
Well,
was Kamala Harris, would
now
you still
just
pick
changed
Trump?
it. Wait, now you just changed it to great.
Yeah, follow-up question. If he raped a kid, would
Yeah.
you still support him as president if the alternative was Kamala Harris?
If that was to have happened, then we'd have to face that decision at that time.
Okay, but I thought that you just told me your hypothetical answer to the obvious hypothetical I gave you about
did.
Donald Trump
And-
sexually
and
exploiting
then
a
you
child.
changed
So
it
then
to-
what is your
and
answer
then
to
you
raping a
changed it
child?
to grape.
Yeah, what is
Then
your
you
answer to raping a
changed-
child? If he was a child
I would
rapist,
have
then
to-
would you still support
I
him as
would have
president?
to make a decision at that time.
Make the decision right now. Would you still support him
don't
as president?
make- no.
Why can't you just say no?
I'd have to make the decision at that time.
Why can't you
because
just say
that's
no?
That's a very horrible act.
Right, so the answer should be no. Hell no, I wouldn't support him as president. And by the way, sexually exploiting a naked kid is also a horrible act, but you said you'd still support him as president if you did that, you fucking pedophile protector?
No, that's wait. Talk about pedophile protectors. The LGBTQ is the biggest pedophile protectors.
Oh, okay, so you're a gay man? Because you just told us that you'd support a P3 as president. Yeah, get that fucking slogan out of your mouth. You're just trying to cast hate. You're trying to sit here and divide the country. You're trying to sit here and blame individuals for your fucking
Division is
actions
good.
just because they have a different
Division-
sexual orientation than you do.
Wait,
This is
wait.
crazy.
Are
You
you-
cannot sit here and tell me that it is wrong to be a member of the LGBTQ plus community. We should protect P3DOs, and then tell me that you're a straight man, but the LGBTQ plus community are the ones protecting the P3DOs. You just told us that you think that Donald Trump should continue to be the president of the most powerful country on the face of planet Earth if he had sexually exploited a child. I could tell you with certainty, I've never met a gay person in my life who would ever say that. I could tell you with certainty, I've never
you
met a
against
bi
the
person in
vision?
my life that would ever tell me that. I can tell you with certainty, I've never met a trans person in my life that would ever tell me that. Okay? Members of the LGBTQ
you
plus community,
against the vision?
fucking, guess what? Are kind of against violent crime, are kind of against traumatizing the fuck out of people for the rest of their lives, are kind of against predation, are kind of against sexual violence. Why? Because many of them are victims of it themselves or victims of similar experiences of harm and pain directed to them by people like you.
That's how
right?
they turn.
So members of the LGBTQ plus community reject, okay? Reject violence, reject harm. Meanwhile, you're sitting here accepting that violence, accepting that harm, telling us that you would continue to support Trump as president if he had sexually exploited a little girl, and then you turn around and call them the P3D protectors. You're a weak, spineless POS, and you're going to sit down and shut the fuck up while I take a moment to thank my donors. Megan, thank you for the Galaxy. BC, thank you so much for the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat. I really appreciate you for that love, BC. If you happen to be watching that stream, show some love to BC down below in that chat. Thank you so much. BC with the $50 says, can confirm, my wife is much more emotionally stable than I am. I cried over an F1 race today. Happy tears. The normalization of misogyny is dumbfounding. When it comes down to the individual, not the sex, stop limiting half the world. Well, see, the thing is men like this guest like to project their own insecurities onto the women around them. So at the end of the day, they could at least say that they're better than 53% of the people alive. It's a very weak and narcissistic thing to do. I'd also like to thank Melissa for the $20 over on Super Chat as well. Let's get 200 Melissa W's, who says, as a 55-year-old woman, this is so disheartening to hear that we are so far from breaking that glass ceiling in this country. It is so sad. It is very discouraging. Thank you, Dean, for standing up for women every day in Parker. Well, Melissa, guess what? Of course, we're hearing from this guy very loudly because he's the other person on the live, but there are thousands of people tuned in right now that are watching and disagree with him vehemently. He's a complete POS, and so are his views. There's also a handful of other people I'd like to thank too over on PayPal. Thank you for the $10. Kelly, who says, Dean, thank you for everything that you're doing. I facepalmed so many times during this call. This guy's nuts. Thank you for the $10, Kelly. Show some love to Kelly down below in that chat. Also, please show some love to Tammy. Appreciate you so much for the love, Tammy. Show some love to Tammy down below. Tammy with the $10 says, my grandmother got married, only protect her from her rapist, who my grandfather made to leave her alone. Yeah. Thank you for the $10, Tammy. And I'm sorry to hear that happened to your that happened to your grandma. I'm really sorry to hear that. Charlotte, thank you for the $5 in Venmo. Caroline with the 5. Natalie, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much for the love, Natalie. Who says, if God created us in his image is seriously using things incorrectly since I've been acting out of order. Yeah, that's right. God's image is out of order. Good point. And then Miles, thank you so much for the $55 over on Venmo. Show some love to Miles down below, who says, donation for all of the out of order women and hopefully to kick this radical non-Christian off the live very soon. Well, guess what, Miles? We just got him gone. Appreciate you for the $55. Please, guys, show some love to Miles down below in that chat. thank you so much for the kindness, bro. Seriously, thank you so much. As well as Claudia, thank you for the $25 on Venmo, who says, if men are protectors, then why do women feel so unsafe around men, and me included? Yeah, men aren't fucking protectors. Not at all. Thank you for the $25, Claudia. Jordan, thank you for the $10. John, thank you for the $10. Appreciate you so much for that love, John. Then Serena with a 5, Kayla with a 5, and Amanda with a 5. Let's fucking go, guys. Thank you all so much for the love. Y'all are going fucking nuts tonight. Oh my goodness gracious. As well as Soul, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Appreciate you for that love, Soul. Joshua with the $10 who says God is out here fucking, apparently. Then Rin, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal who says if being on Stewart is wrong, then why would God put the male G-spot in the anus? I guess God's imperfect. All of a sudden, in order to defend his premise, you got to be a heretic. Then Christina, thank you so much for the $25 over on PayPal. Appreciate you so much for the love, Christina. Let's get 250 Christina W's. And then Matthew with a $20 who says, is this the right hole to put my money in? Appreciate you for the $20, Matthew. Yo, let's fucking go. You guys are going crazy today. Then Angelina, thank you for the $23 over on PayPal who says, for doing what you do. Angelina, thank you so much for the love, bro. Thank you so much for your kindness. Please, if you happen to be watching, show some love to Angelina down below for the $23. I really appreciate you guys so much for all the love that y'all have shown today. If you do want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok, pin message over on YouTube. Thank you guys so very much for the love. What is going on in Political Podcast? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
And how old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay, what year were you born in?
2004, October 25.
You have like
October
a very,
25th.
very familiar voice. Have we talked before?
No, I have not.
Okay, so why do you support this terribly tyrannical president, Mr. Trump?
Well, he's not perfect, and I don't agree with everything he says, obviously. I don't agree 100% with what anyone says. But one thing I want to talk about is executive order he signed.
Are you getting yelled at by your
banning-
mom? Wait, hold on. Are you getting
That's
yelled
my
at?
sister. That was my
So
sister.
you're getting yelled at by your sister?
Yeah, she wanted to know who I'm talking to.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so he signed an executive order about banning the burning of a flag. His name is Dean Withers. He looks like the battle healer from Clash Royale. Okay, so he signed an executive order to ban the burning of American flag, and you made a video saying he shouldn't do that, correct?
Yeah, he really shouldn't do that. That's unconstitutional.
Yeah, because Texas versus Johnson.
Right.
Yeah, but there's another court case that happened, Brandenburg versus Ohio. I think it was that one, right? Yeah. It was limiting free speech by the use of fighting words, right? It was a riot, or it wasn't a riot, it was a protest. And the leader of the protest was saying some words that caused the protest to turn into a riot. And the court found him guilty of using fighting words that started the riot.
Are you ever going to make a point?
Yeah, I'm saying that if you're in a protest and you burn the American flag, it could turn it into a riot because it could get people angry. So burning the American flag could be a form of fighting words.
Okay, if I go to a far right protest with a pride flag on my shirt, it could start a riot by getting people angry. Therefore, should it be illegal for me to go to a protest with a pride flag on my shirt?
Well, yeah, because you're trying to get people angry. You're trying to get a reaction out of people.
So it should be illegal to fly the pride flag?
If you're trying to get people angry, then yes.
Wait, do you think
That was the whole point of Brandenburg versus Ohio.
So the Confederate flag gets people angry. Should it be illegal to fly the Confederate flag?
If you're waving the Confederate flag in a group of people that are supporting it, then that's fine. But if you're going out into public, a protest of pride people, and you're waving the Confederate flag and you're saying things that they would hate, then yeah, that you're trying to get a reaction out of them.
Do you think that calling for the death of your political opponents could start anger and cause riots?
What is that?
What word did I say that you don't know?
Can you just repeat the whole thing? You talk really fast.
Do you think that calling for the death of your political opponents could cause anger and start riots?
Dude, can you slow down, please?
No.
Okay, well, calling for the death of political opponents. Okay, so you're saying like I support Trump, so if I call, if I want Kamala
Literally,
Harris
all
dead,
that I said is
I'm
publicly
understanding
calling
it. I'm
for the death of
understanding
your
it
political
now.
opponents.
Look,
Something
I'm
that could
understanding
cause
it now.
anger and start riots.
Yeah, if I go out in the street and I say I'm gonna kill Kamala Harris, that's bad.
Calling for that, just saying
that should be illegal.
saying that she should be hung should be illegal. So therefore, Donald Trump should go to jail for calling for the execution via the means of hanging of 7 Democratic lawmakers in Congress last week, 2 weeks ago.
Did he do it in a protest?
He did it publicly on Truth Social.
But that's online though.
Okay, so if you do it on, so it should be legal to burn the American flag online.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so it should be legal to burn the American flag online, but not in person.
Look. Do you know about the case of Brandenburg versus Ohio?
Look. Are you just
Like,
not
that's
gonna
all I wanna talk about. That's all I wanna talk
Can things
about.
that are posted online inspire political violence?
Yeah.
Wait, so
and
why
then
would we
those
treat it
people
any
that
differently
do
because it's
political.
online? Then why
I
should
see
we
what
treat
you're
it any
saying.
differently?
I see what you're saying.
Even
I
though
see.
it's posted
Yeah,
online,
that's
since
a
it can
good
still
point.
inspire political violence.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do
Right?
see what you're saying.
Right, and then you'd also argue here that Donald Trump should go to jail for like inspiring the insurrection upon the American Capitol on J6 by telling his supporters that he got there to fight like hell to win our country back, and if they don't fight, we will have no country. Which then led to them like insurrecting the American Capitol, trying to kill cops on the steps of it, and smearing their shit on the walls inside after being able to get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
Yeah,
Donald
that
Trump should be in
illegal.
jail for J6.
Yeah, that sounds
Wait,
reasonable. Yeah.
but you support Trump as president.
I don't agree with everything he says. He's not.
But
A
you're
perfect
literally
man.
arguing that he should be in jail.
Yeah, but he's
So he should be
not.
president from jail.
All right, man. Like he should be in jail.
So he should be
now he's
president
not
from jail.
president. Look, man. All I want to talk about is the flag burning.
Yeah, get cooked. Reaper, hello. Go ahead and unmute that mic for me, my friend. Go ahead and unmute that mic for me, my friend. And yo, Brent, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that love, Brent. Brent with the $20 says thank you for being you. Keep fighting the good fight. Well, thank you, Brent. Huge shout out to Brent down below in that comment section. Thank you for the $20. Let's get 200 Brent W's. As well as thank you, Catherine, for the $5, who says you've literally perfected the art of spreading awareness and educating. Thank you so much for everything you do. Well, thank you, Catherine. I think I could get better at it. We try to improve by the day. What's going on, Reaper? Do you support Trump?
I do actually.
And how old are you?
The only thing I have to say about the entire thing is that we haven't been to war with the Trump administration, unlike the Biden administration. We were funding wars that we had no reason to fund.
So
Not
what
to
war
include
were we
is-
in under
just
Biden
all-
that we're not in under Trump?
Do what?
What war
No, I
were
really
we
didn't.
in under Biden that we are not in under Trump? So what
but
war
we're
were we
funding
funding under Biden that we're no longer funding under
Ukraine,
Trump?
Ukraine, and the whole Russian bullshit. I mean, name it. We were all doing it.
Okay, well, I hate to be that guy, but Donald Trump did resume all funding to Ukraine on July 11th.
And I know, and I don't like
Because he realized that defunding Ukraine led to less international pressure being applied to Russia, which then
It's still a war.
emboldened the
Attack
country
should
and
not be
inflamed
going
the
through that.
country to kill more Ukrainians and push for more land and be less likely to engage in peace talks.
that. Is also, I agree.
So do you think that Russia should be more emboldened to kill more people and be less likely to engage in peace talks?
No, absolutely not.
So then you agree with giving money to Ukraine because that's what it prevents. That's what it.
No, I don't agree with giving money to any party that is not involved with NATO or the United States.
Well, see, the thing is that giving money to Ukraine makes Russia kill less people and makes Russia more likely to engage in peace talks.
You know what? I'll agree with it, Dean. I'll agree with it. I'm not going to argue with that.
Okay, are you an American patriot?
Yes.
Do patriots
Always.
support core American values like the Constitution?
Yes.
Do you think that we
That's
should
always
protect our
everything is
Constitution from enemies, foreign or domestic?
Absolutely.
So if we had a president that was an enemy to the Constitution, you would never support them?
Absolutely fucking not.
What would make somebody an enemy to the Constitution?
Taking our free speech away, taking our Second Amendment, anything that involves trying to or involving, it's a word. Hang on, I'm trying to spit it out. Tyranny. Anything that involves going against our U.S. government.
Okay, got it. So you said if somebody were to say that they wanted to take our free speech away, you no longer support them?
Exactly.
Year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the court.
So you no longer support Trump?
Which that also listen. Yes, I know I support Trump, but on certain things, yes, I agree. But
But you just said that you stopped supporting a president if they said that they're taking our freedom of speech away. You just listened to Donald Trump say that he's taking our freedom of speech away.
It's insanity that he even said that.
Okay, so then you're no longer a Trump supporter.
I'm iffy, like I said.
Oh, you didn't tell us that if a president tried to take our free speech away, you'd be iffy on them. You said if a president tried to take our free speech away, you would never support them as president of the billion years.
Did he take it? Did he take it though?
Well, actually, yeah, he did try to take it by banning the burning of the American flag when SCOTUS ruled in the 80s that was constitutionally protected under symbolic speech covered by the First Amendment. He also said that it's now illegal to criticize him in the media. He tried to get Jimmy Kimmel kicked off air for that. He says that he wants to get The View kicked off air for that, as well as he said that it should be illegal to boycott Tesla. It should be illegal to boycott Israel, and like some of these protests are illegal too. He also tried to take the speech through voting away from every single American in the 2020 election when he tried to coup and rig the outcome of the election by installing fake votes for himself in Congress. Not to mention that he's also purported a threat to the Second Amendment when he directed his DOJ to try to find a way to ban any and all gun ownership for law-abiding trans American citizens that is so blatantly unconstitutional that even the far-right NRA has condemned the Trump administration for doing so. And then the most intentional infringement was definitely that on the 14th Amendment when Donald Trump signed Executive Order number 14160 into law, attempting to ban birthright citizenship for the children born to undocumented immigrants on American soil, when they've expressly had that right from the clear text of the first section of the 14th since 1868. And by the way, the cherry on the icing on top of this metaphorical cake would definitely be what Donald Trump said in December of 2022 when he said that he wants to terminate all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. If you now still try to argue in defense of the Trump administration, I want to make it clear that you have no spine, you are not a man of your word, and you're throwing out the values that you first described to us all when you joined this live and told us that you care about core American values, you care about the Constitution, and it's something that you want to protect from enemies, foreign and domestic, including any president that would purport a threat to it. Obviously, Donald Trump is a threat to the Constitution for all the reasons that I just gave you and more.
Hang on. First off, I haven't seen that one that you're talking about burning the flag until I seen you all talking about that. That's the first one new to me, honestly. And I agree with you then. I mean, in our reality, yeah, you're right. Like, he should not be trying to do what he's doing.
Okay, so I changed your mind?
Yeah, kind of. I'll give you. I mean, yeah, I'm still, like I said, I'm still iffy. I'm not really for either side, but I'm just trying to figure out which one's best.
Okay, Reaper. Well, I'm really happy that you're able to come up here and have a conversation with me. I don't think that you're as open-minded as you could be, but simultaneously, you were more open-minded than other guests that we've had on live. So appreciate you for that, man. Keep doing your research. Please try to be more open-minded if you can. But we are going to move on to the next guest at this point, guys. Only hop inside of that queue if you're an American adult that supports Trump as president that's ready to come up here and have a debate with me about why. What's up? Do you support Trump, Chance? Sorry, not Chance. Chase.
Cookie King Mom.
4-year-old. Hello, MAGA Warrior. Do you support Trump?
Dean, you have to unblock my...
4-year-old. Tina, thank you for the motorcycle. Moving on to the next guest, Charles. All right. By the way, if you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. You could even attach a message that I'll read off, like Sarah. Thank you for the $5 over on Venmo, who says, bro got Brandenburg via Ohio completely backwards, by the way. It actually struck down a law prohibiting violence, the advocacy of violence. Oh my God, what an idiot. And then Richard, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. Appreciate you for that love, man. Show some love to Richard and Brandon down below in that chat. What's going on? Do you support Trump, Charles?
Hello. Can I make a quick point to you?
Nope. Are you a Trump supporter?
Okay.
I'm going to go into this no. You have a good rest of your day, man. Moving on to the next guest. Guys, only hop in the queue of your MAGA. Please only hop in the queue of your MAGA. Holy crap. Moving on to the next guests. Hello, Blanche. And Blanche is gone. We got cards spending. Loading up into the box. Hello, are you MAGA? Agree to disagree? Do you support Trump? Oh, well, he's gone. Okay. Moving on to the next guest right now. Yeah, he definitely doesn't mug me. I mean... Come on, dude. I feel like the receding hairlines and gums just did him in. Nice screenshot. Hello, John. Okay, don't know what they're doing. Moving on to the next guest, guys. Only hop inside of that queue of your MAGA, please. 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 Berkeley, thank you for the $1 on Venmo. Says, how's Momo? Momo's actually really good. Margaret, thank you for the $25 on Venmo. Says, thank you for fighting for us. Oh, thank you so much for the love, Margaret. She also says, on a personal note, please continue to look out for your mental and physical health. Yes, I do agree. That is very important, Margaret. Thank you for the $25. Let's get 250 Margaret W's. I stopped looking out for my physical health for like a year and a half doing these streams. But maybe like 6 months ago, I got back into the gym and I've never felt better. Thank you for the $25. What's going on, Charlene? Do you support Trump?
No, I'm sorry. I don't support Trump.
No
I
worries.
just wanted to say I'm so excited to actually be awake for.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I disconnected you when you said no, and then like your mic didn't cut out for a while. Just know that I really appreciate you, and I think that you're awesome, and you have a great rest of your day. As well as Eve Evan, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Evan with the $20 says, homophobia confuses me. Like, what does two men making out do to affect you? How does it affect you?
Oh my God, I'm in
Completely
Dean's
agree.
chat right now. Yo, what's good, Dean?
Hello, Kimmy. Do you support Trump?
I do in some ways, but I don't in some ways. But I just want to say the way that you have inspired me to change my life around, Dean, is so real.
Well, that's
And
good,
if
Kimmy.
you could talk about Native Americans more, that would be what's up. Because Native people, we need the hype around us for real.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, okay? You should definitely not support Trump, okay? If you care about Indigenous Americans, I feel like
Can I just tell you one reason why I do support him?
I feel like we see a new story every single week, right? About Donald Trump's secret police questioning an Indigenous American, saying that they're not from here, that like detaining them and arresting them with no due process, saying that, you know, their tribal IDs and so on and so forth are fake. And I just simply think that that level of authoritarianism and harm directed towards Indigenous Americans, after all the harm that Indigenous Americans have suffered over the course of the last 300 years, is, just you can't justify it. You can't normalize it. You can't allow it. Michael, what's up? Do you support Trump? Michael, hello? Michael's not here. But I am happy to hear that, you know, the streams have been able to help you out. And Evan, I didn't get a full chance to thank you, but seriously, man, thank you for the $20. I think that you're awesome, bro. Thank you so much for the $20. And your message was spot on. Hello, do you support Trump?
Can we just have a moment of silence for Charlie?
Dude, 4-year-old. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. Guys, only hop into the box if you are a Trump supporter. What are we doing? Quite frankly, please follow the rules. Follow the rules, everybody. Is there any Trump supporters in the live, or are we just all, you know, a bunch of libs hanging out? Well, I guess, you know, leftists too. Won't exclude y'all. Like, what's going on? Where are the debates? What is up, Carter? Do you support Trump? Carter is not here. Goodbye. I seriously don't think that there's a single Trump supporter in the queue. I could continue to look. Now, can you guys, like, fucking leave the queue unless you're a Trump supporter? Like, fucking just leave, okay?
Cookie King Mugs, bro.
Yeah, if you're like that, just leave the queue. Come on. We're looking for debates. Come on. Yo, Bev, thank you for the $30 over on Venmo. Thank you for the love, Bev. That is BEV with a 30. Bev with a 30 says, thank you for educating the uneducated Trump supporters. Well, thank you for watching, and thank you for the $30. We're certainly trying to. It's just proving to be a difficult task today. What is up? Do you support Trump, Jenny?
Hello? Hi, I'm just a fan, sorry.
You are banned. I didn't actually ban you, but I did just send you back down to the comment section. Only join if you're MAGA. Holy fuck, guys. Come on. I'm actually going to start banning people now. David, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo, who says people
are Charlie Kirk.
banned. David, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Appreciate you so much for that love, man. Show some love to David down below in that chat. I'd also like to thank, let's see here. What is their name? There it goes. Barbara! Thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Barbara with a big 25 just says thank you. Well, thank you. I appreciate you for the $25. All the love in the world to you, Barbara. Shout out to you. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you MAGA?
All right, so here's the thing. I was MAGA up until like a day ago after watching your streams, and I just want to apologize for ever supporting that fuckhead. Like, I actually feel remorse for ever voting for him. So I just want to apologize to everybody because, like, you opened my eyes, like, for real.
I'm really proud of you, bro. I want you to know that you have a capability that around 99% of other people like you do not have, and we're all very proud of you. We're all very, very proud of you. Fireman, you and people like you are literally why I do what I do. And very proud of you, man. Very good. Dude, 10 out of 10. Love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Huge shout out to you. All right. Well, that puts me in a little bit of a better mood. Now I feel like I have the cognition power required to continue to fight through all the trolls to find our next debate. What's up, Kayla? Do you support Trump? Kayla? Kayla, I'm going to go ahead and give you around a minute here. Okay. Kayla's not here. Moving on. What's going on?
Yo.
What's going on, Sebastian?
Hello?
Do you support Trump? Sebastian's not here. Bruce, do you support Trump?
Hello?
Bruce, hello?
Yo. What's
Yo.
good, Sebastian?
Bruce, do you support Trump?
What's going on?
Do you support Trump, little bro? Bruce?
Oh, hello.
Hi, we can hear you now. Are you MAGA?
Yes.
Okay, there was a little bit of a glitch there.
For sure.
Can you? There's a loud noise in the background, my friend. Okay, it's gone now. So why do you support a predator president?
Predator?
Yeah, big time. Big predator. That's Trump.
What do you mean by that?
Perpetuator of sexual violence is what I mean by that.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
What I mean by sexual violence? Well, one specific example would be the sexual exploitation of naked women and naked girls at the beauty pageants he owned.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of that one.
Wow. Well, you have now. So, yeah, he would unconsensually barge into the private women's only dressing rooms at Miss USA, Miss Teen USA, just to look at their naked bodies. CNN.
Oh, you heard it on CNN?
Yeah, I heard it on CNN.
We all know that's a fake news network.
Nah, dude, CNN's the shit. What kind of evidence would you need to
It's
believe
the
that happened?
shit. It's shit.
If I could get Donald Trump to admit to sexually exploiting these women and girls, would you stop being a Trump supporter?
Yeah, man. CNN is the shit.
You know that all I have to do to get him to admit to the sexual exploitation of women and girls is to go to YouTube, type in Trump Howard Stern Miss USA, and then roll the clip. Here's Donald Trump admitting to the sexual exploitation of those women and girls. Once I'm done playing this clip in accordance with your own words.
This is 2005, Howard Stern.
Once I'm done playing this clip in accordance with your own words, you should stop being a Trump supporter. And if you don't stop being a Trump supporter after I play this clip, you're a spineless hypocrite. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like
everything
a doctor.
is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
So there you go. You just heard Donald Trump admitting to the sexual exploitation of the women and girls at Miss Teen USA. Miss
He
USA.
went backstage. He went backstage.
Yeah, backstage into the private women's
Yeah, man, I go to the
around where they're
beach.
changing.
I go to the beach in San Diego, and there's plenty of people half naked. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there a difference with that?
Yeah, there's a big difference. The main difference would be consent, and the second difference would be the fact that he said they had no clothes on, not some clothes.
Do you need consent to look at someone?
What's that?
Do you need consent to look at somebody?
Yeah, you absolutely need consent to look at somebody naked, and very most circumstances. There's a few circumstances that I don't want you to try to employ to prove me wrong. Like an EMT rushing somebody to the hospital and having to do CPR in them that would require removing their shirt, right? So that's why I'm saying in those circumstances.
Yeah, man, I get all that, but
obviously,
when did
yeah,
it say
you would you would definitely need consent to look at somebody's naked body in any relevant
I'm stressing
circumstance
you
that we'd
out.
be
Your hair
discussing
is
here.
thinning.
Actually, my hair's getting thicker.
Are you using that minoxidil on your head?
Spot on.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, Dean. You know, even liberals can use minoxidil as well.
Yeah, that's right. So do you want to respond to what I said?
Yeah, man, I do. So where in the clip did they say like they're butt naked?
Oh yeah,
Where'd you hear that?
well, this is going to be like seemingly reasonably implied due to the fact that it's a woman's dressing room. People get naked in
Oh, it's
dressing rooms.
backstage, man.
And,
It's not a dressing room.
Well, the reason we know it's
Backstage.
backstage is because there's no men around.
Backstage.
Well, if it was just backstage, we'd expect there to be men around, and we wouldn't just expect
Well,
individuals to be changing.
no one's around.
But we know that. But we know
owner?
that they were naked because he said they had no clothes on. When I have no clothes on, I'm naked.
Oh, where did I hear that one?
Oh, do you want to hear it again?
Yeah, man, point it out to me.
I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no. And I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So where was the no clothes on?
You
My
just heard him
bad.
say it.
No, I didn't hear him say anything like
It's okay.
that.
I'll play it for you again.
Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no.
There you go.
What?
Did you hear it that time?
Where do you say no clothes on, dude?
Okay, well, make sure to listen very closely this time, Bruce.
Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no.
He said, "Is everyone okay?" You know, they're standing there with no clothes.
You said no clothes. I don't. Why'd they clip that?
Which is the first half of the word "close."
Why'd they clip that?
Was it clipped by anybody? Donald
Who's
Trump just
clipping
cut
that?
himself off to take a breath in.
Is that what CNN does? Is they clip shit, right?
No,
And then
that's just
twist it.
what. There was no clip. There was no cut. Donald Trump just cut
Where's
himself
that
off
shit
on the last
from?
word to take a breath in.
You said that's from the Howard Stern show?
Yeah. Can we agree that Donald Trump was saying that they had no clothes
When was
on?
that guy relevant? 2005?
This happened in 2005. Can you respond to what I said though, Bruce?
What do you do on those shows? What did Howard Stern even talk about on those shows?
Multiple different things. For the most part, it was just kind of like an interview.
He mostly talked about jokes and Beetlejuice and spelling the letter red.
Oh, okay. Well, we know that this wasn't a joke because Howard Stern had Donald Trump clarify that he actually did this.
I mean, yeah, he went backstage to inspect.
Yeah. So even if it was a quote
I
unquote,
don't think you get dressed. I don't think you get dressed like backstage, Dean.
Okay.
Like, you get dressed in the dressing room, bro.
So
you're smart.
We know that it's a woman's only dressing room because
You're a smart guy, man.
Hey, man, do you mind if I speak, Bruce?
Go ahead.
So we know that it was a woman's only dressing room because point number one, he said that there was no men anywhere. If it was just generally backstage, well, then why would there be no men anywhere?
Why are you lying?
Point number two, we know that it was a woman-only dressing room because he said that the only reason he was allowed to go in there is because he allowed himself to go in there as he was the owner. If it was just a general backstage area, then there would be no question that he would be allowed in there. And then the third reason that we know that it wasn't just merely a backstage area is because Donald Trump said that they were like changing and had no clothes on, right? So like at beauty pageants, you don't just get changed and have no clothes on in like general areas where anyone is allowed. You get changed and you have no clothes on in private areas like dressing rooms.
You said backstage like multiple times. How are you getting dressing rooms?
Because the
It's
dressing room
backstage.
would be backstage.
Really?
Yeah, really. By the way, everybody in the chat is spamming.
Can we think about that?
What's that?
Can we think about that? Like,
think about
what
what?
you mean by that? Like, just think about it for a second. How can a dressing room just be backstage?
Because
Don't they have the
dressing-
curtains open?
Because dressing rooms wouldn't be in front of the stage. Idiot.
I mean, they could be if the front of the building was where the dressing rooms are. Idiot.
No, the reason why the dressing
Yeah,
rooms wouldn't
idiot.
be in front of the stage is because what is in front of the stage is where the people sit to watch the pageant.
Yeah, and then in front of the stage there could be an entrance with dressing rooms.
I have a question. How old are you?
Idiot. 25.
Then why are you following people that look like 15-year-olds?
Because it's follow for follow, and I don't even look.
Oh, you just follow.
So if
everyone
that's how you're gonna run, I mean.
So then
go for
why
it.
are you why do you have around an additional like 1,000 people following you that you don't follow back? Oh yeah, you're also following like
Because that's the type of guy I am.
So well, I mean, it just looks like
So,
you're like
wait,
following.
so you're getting mad that I don't follow everyone, but when I unfollow a bunch of people, then
Then what?
Well, no, you're just following 16-year-old girls that don't follow
I mean,
you back.
I do follow for follow, and then I
But they don't
unfollow a
follow
bunch of
you
people
back.
like everyone else.
But they don't follow you back.
They don't follow me back.
No.
I don't really even look, to be honest. Last time I followed someone was months ago.
Maybe the
But
reason that you're okay with...
if that's how you want to go out from this...
Well, we're just going to go ahead and end the conversation there. Yeah, I do remove people from my live stream when, you know, they're older and like following like a bunch of young kids. We're just going to move on to the next guest, guys. Go ahead and hop instead of that cue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. Libby, appreciate you so much for the $30 over on Venmo. Let's get 300 Libby W's down below in that chat. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you, Libby. Libby with a $30 says, another changed mind because of you. Obviously, Libby's not referring to that last guest. That donation came in 9 minutes ago, right after we had that other guest pop up here and say that we were able to change their mind. I just thought I should clarify, and thank you so very, very much for the $30, Libby. That is so incredibly kind of you. We all love you here. Show some love to Libby down below. As well, show some love to Brianna for the $10, who has been watching your streams for the past couple months and feels so relieved that we found somebody to be so well-spoken. Well, thank you, Brianna. I continue to try to get, like, better at speaking and become more well-spoken. But honestly, I feel like my ability to speak has been on a decline for the last year or so. I feel like I was a better debater a year ago than I am today. Maybe it's just kind of like a weird psychosocial phenomena that I'm experiencing that's not actually true, but you know, whatever. Regardless of that, hey guys, if you're watching on TikTok, folks, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a like. And additionally, if you're watching, you're like, hey, I like this guy, I want to support him. You know, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal and the link tree in my bio on my TikTok account. Pin message over on YouTube. Get 100% of all those proceeds that go straight to me. You could even attach a message that I could read off on live. Welcome in. What is going on, Braden? Do you support Trump?
Dean and Parker life battle when? Please.
And banned. We're going to move on to the next guest. They had to change their bio to I love Charlie Kirk in order to get up here. You know what? All right. You outsmarted me, man. Moving on to the next guest right now. What's up, eSports Trump?
Yes, sir. What's up, Dean?
Not too much, man. How old are you?
18, born 2007.
Cool. Is that your EcoBoost?
No, man, it's a 5.0. It's a V8, bro. What you mean?
I don't know, man. I'm looking pretty close at it. I think it's just a rebranded EcoBoost.
Nah, man. Look at the videos, bro. You'll see.
I'm looking at the videos, and I think that only reaffirms my feelings here. It's an EcoBoost, dude. You just kind of took a GT tag off Temu and glued it on the back.
Dean, why you hating, bro?
Because it's
Dean,
an EcoBoost.
no, man.
It's an EcoBoost. Yeah, I'm looking at the 5.0. I'm looking at the 5.0 branding on the side. It kind of looks like hand drawn with like white crayon, honestly.
Dean, come on, man.
You just got exposed, buddy. I honestly, I
have a V8. Listen to the videos.
I feel like
Dean,
you
come
could get
on.
that EcoBoost like out of your garage faster if you like pushed it by hand compared to like driving. I feel like
Dean,
I could
what do
beat
you
in,
drive?
Like I feel
This
like I
is
could
the real
beat you in, like,
question
a
we've been
Otis-
waiting for.
I feel like I could beat you in like an Otis 60, right? If I was like on a fucking kid scooter and looking backwards with my hands tied behind my back.
All right, Dean. All right, you got me there.
I'm
You
sorry.
got
I'm
me
just talking shit. Go ahead. Tell us why you support Trump.
I just think he's a good guy, and honestly, I just like the streams.
A good guy?
And I don't know, man. I just wanted to get on the stream. I love you, Dean. Bye bye.
Okay. Well, Matthew, if you seriously do support Trump, you should stop supporting him, and please, tune in more to what we say here. But nice 5-0, very pretty. Just gotta stop supporting Trump, man. If you seriously think that he's a good guy, I would love to have you up here so we could talk about it because I completely disagree. But yo, Maisie, thank you for the private jet. Holy shit, thank you so much for the love, Maisie. That is very, very, very kind of you. Shout out to Maisie down below in that chat for the private jet. What's going on, Evan? Ewan? Is your name?
Ewan.
Ewan. There we go. The only reason why I know how to pronounce her name is because I actually had a friend in college named Ewan. It's a very unique name. But anyways, Ewan.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, Dean.
Yeah, do you support Trump?
Honestly, I'm sort of like getting less and less Trump-wise.
Base. Michael, do you support Trump? No, it looks like Michael's not even here. So, if knowing everything that you do now, if you're teleported back to last November, would you still vote for him?
Yeah.
Okay, why is that?
More so thinking about his competition.
So you'd argue that you would still support Trump as president because if Trump wasn't president right now, Kamala Harris would have been.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, yeah, but like, what was so bad about Kamala Harris? I think that she was a pretty viable presidential candidate, especially when compared to somebody like Trump.
I think it has a lot less to do with personal character, which you have, obviously Trump is not a good personal character. Epstein files, all that stuff. I think it's more so about policies and getting rid of illegal immigrants.
Well, I mean, his policies are like almost as bad as his character. Like what's your favorite Trump policy? Tell me your favorite Trump policy. I'll convince you that it's bad.
Okay.
Would it be mass deportation?
No, I would say putting tariffs on Chinese products.
Okay.
More tariffs.
So it's bad to put tariffs on other countries baselessly and with a blanket because it only reduces the amount of competition in the American market, which therefore reduces innovation in the American market and decenters us on the global stage because now other countries are outcompeting America insofar as the innovation that they're experiencing within their industries. There's one good reason not to support tariffs. Another good reason not to support tariffs is ultimately that tariff is passed off to the importer, and then the importer, to some extent, will pass it off to the consumer. So all of a sudden, not only are American industries innovating less because they have less competition in the American market, but American citizens are paying more to buy the less innovative goods from those American industries. So the industries are fucked over, our country's fucked over, and the consumers are fucked over.
But you would say that you see other countries abroad as competition for our products, right?
So economically speaking, yeah. Which is the competition
Okay.
isn't necessarily bad. Competition in a lot of senses can be very good, especially.
No, I understand that.
Especially
but
like
when they have
pro-consumer.
so much manufacturing.
I think that competition is very pro-consumer because competition would be like the natural opposite of a monopoly. And, competition breeds
true.
more innovative goods for lower prices, and better goods for lower prices is what the consumer needs.
Yeah, Dean, honestly, I'm not extremely knowledgeable about that. But I want to get your stance on Israel. You've probably said it before. I'm just like now joining. I saw your live pop up on my FYP.
Oh my God. 1 second. Let me see if the deposit hit. I love Israel.
Really?
Yeah, like did it? Oh, the second one just came through. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I love Israel. Let me see if the third deposit. What's that? Yes. APAC is silencing him. APAC is. I love Israel. Yes, and he obviously agrees with me because he's not saying anything, meaning APAC is silencing him. No, I'm just kidding. On a real note, fuck Israel. They're terrible. I think that Israel is a.
Oh, my internet went out, bro.
Dude, I know. APAC got to you, bro. I think they heard the word ethnic cleansing and
Nah, bro,
pulled the cord. No, but on a real note, Israel's bad.
Yeah, bro.
I think that they're a terroristic expansionist state, and they're committing very heinous actions towards the Palestinian people. I think all that you need to have in order to be anti-Israel is to have common sense.
And I can't believe how much money we give them and we get nothing in return. Like nothing. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I think that that's one reason not to support them. I think another really big reason not to support them is because of the genocide ongoing that we see in Palestine. And then a really third big reason not to support Israel is I believe that the state of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, AIPAC, and then many of the pro-Israeli individuals involved in the American government help breed anti-Semitism. I think that the state of Israel and everybody.
So you and Nick low-key agree on some stuff.
We agree on the conclusion that Israel bad. We just disagree on how we get there. He gets there because he's anti-Semitic. I get there because I have common sense.
Okay. Yeah, solid. I think we should focus more on like stuff happening like closer to home rather than abroad, like in terms of our like foreign whatever, like Mexico, shit like that. Like there's so much bad things happening. We could help those people out so much more than we do.
Clarify if I'm wrong. It doesn't really sound like you're here for a debate.
I just kind of want to get your feeling on like shit. Like, honestly, I'm not.
Appreciate you for coming on, man. I'm gonna go to move on to the next guest. Thanks for your time, bro. I'd highly recommend, hopping off that Maga ship, though. Very, very bad. Very bad. I do want to finish something that I was saying there. I think that Israel breeds a lot of anti-Semitism because they tell people that it's like anti-Semitic to, care about children dying, right? Like, I mean, did anybody see like the anti-Semitic award of the year was given to Miss fucking Rachel? Miss Rachel. Nick Fuentes, right? The whole I hate Jewish individuals, Hitler's awesome guy. Didn't even make top 10. Didn't even make fucking top 10. Dude, that like descriptively is going to it just breeds anti-Semitism, okay? Right? When the state of Israel's like, we speak for all Jewish people and we want to kill Palestinians. And if you think that killing Palestinians is bad, then you're anti-Semitic. That is going to make people anti-Semitic, Like, I disagree with people being anti-Semitic. Nobody should be anti-Semitic, right? But that makes people anti-Semitic. So that's why I think that the state of Israel really props up so much anti-Semitism. And I think that they know that. I think that the state of Israel knows that they cause more people to be more anti-Semitic, and then they use that as justification for more killing. They're like, they kind of hate Jewish people, so, they kind of, serve as a threat to the homeland, so we're just going to kill them. Like, it is the intentional creation of anti-Semitism and then the use of said creation of anti-Semitism and a furtherance of their immoral goals. And that's why I think that nobody should support the state of Israel as it stands, especially Jewish individuals. What's up? Do you support Trump?
No, not at all. Actually, I just want...
You have a good rest of your day, man. We are just looking to talk to individuals that do support Trump. Okay. All right. Everyone just give us a minute here to get that next guest loaded up in. Okay. Here we go. All right. Yo, Elliot, appreciate you so much for the $15 over on Venmo. Give me a second here, Elliot. Age?
What to do?
What the fuck? That was like a toddler. Not even a toddler, because a toddler is like 3. That was like an infant. Oh my god. Wow. Holy cow. They're still in the NICU. Okay, we just got a direct line into the NICU, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice. Band. Moving on to the next guest here, guys. Only hop inside of that queue of your Maga. Please, 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 please. But, anyways, I was interrupted by the literal fetus as I was thanking Elliot for the $15. She says, you cracked me up, bro. Keep on doing what you're doing. Thank you for trying to open up the minds of the dents. Well, Elliot, man, thank you so much for the $15, bro. You're fucking sick, dude. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would also like to thank Sarah for the $10. Thank you so much for the love, Sarah. Brianna with the $10, Abby with the $5, and Viola with the $5. Thank you, guys. And then we got one big one here. Elena, thank you so much for the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat. Elena, that is seriously so fucking kind of you. Holy crap. Elena with the $50 says, buy Momo some toys with this money so she no longer feels the need to wreck you over the next time a conservative challenges you to a push-up competition like earlier today. Dude, that was crazy, dude. I was gonna completely destroy him, and then Momo started like fucking attacking me. She just wanted to play. I'm always playing with her. That's my bad. So now she always thinks that she's playing with me. Thank you for the $50, Elena. Show some love to Elena down below in that chat, y'all. What is going on? Do you support Trump, Michael?
No, it's the story, Dean. Yeah.
No worries. You take care. I just saw the big fish in your in your profile picture there. I assume that maybe, just maybe, they're MAGA. Hello there, Frank. Do you support Trump?
Dean, when are you having a live battle?
Child. Okay, all right. Can y'all stop? We only have like 30 minutes left on the stream. And I'm afraid if you guys don't stop trolling that we're just not going to be able to get any more debates. So please, just let me have this. Let me have this for me. Let me have this for me. Let me have this last 30 minutes for me and some debates. Okay, no more trolls. You could come back tomorrow. You could troll tomorrow. Just give me the last 30 minutes here, okay? Looking for that next guest of the evening, everybody. Super duper hard to find him. If you are watching and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal on the top of the phone screen. Link tree in the bio and pin message over on YouTube. Appreciate everyone so much for all the love tonight. Like Linda, thank you for the $25 on PayPal. Who says, "Hey Jen, hey Dean, Gen X teacher here, sweating in Florida, supporting what you do." Linda, that is awesome. Thank you for the $25. Huge shout out to you. Let's show some love to Linda down below in that comment section. As well as Grayson, thank you for the $10. Who says, "Thank you for humbling the closed-minded MAGA cultists." Oh, thank you, Grayson and Linda. Huge shout out to Grayson and Linda, guys. What's going on, buddy?
What's up there, baby girl?
Yeah, still calling me baby girl. Still very, very weird. You got anything new for me today?
Yeah, so most liberals are big environmentalists, right?
Yeah, W environment.
Yeah. Why you planning on homeboy ain't got no 5.0, but yet he got a EcoBoost? He's trying to save the environment, man.
Because EcoBoosts are slow.
So you don't know much about cars then, do you?
No, I know enough about cars to know that EcoBoosts are slow, all right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
You don't know enough about cars.
I think that we need to go drill some more oil, okay? So we could keep the Eagle machines running, okay?
There you
all
go.
right, get those
That's
5.0s running.
You drive a gas burner?
You probably get off to that shit. Like, I'm over here just saying it like satirically as a joke. Meanwhile, you're probably over here saying, "Yeah, Dean. Yeah, talk to me about the trees. Talk to me about the oil. Talk to me, Dean." Like, come on, bro. Okay. All right, you sound silly. But it ever has in energy than your guy.
Oh, so you're saying the oil that he sold to other nations is benefiting us as far as being
Wait 1 second.
pro energy?
You share your TikTok account with your daughter? You should.
She don't need a TikTok account.
You should probably make sure that you follow all of like the porn accounts then, right? So she's not like seeing that on her For You page or following lists.
Excuse me?
It's just been brought up to me that you follow a couple porn accounts, right? It's like probably a good thing to unfollow those porn accounts if your daughter shares your account, so she's not like seeing any of like the suggested posts made by them on like the following or For You page.
Yeah, man, I don't pay attention to none of that, bro.
Okay, well, I mean, you should, right? It's for the safety and well-being of your child on the internet. Right? Like here's like one of the accounts that you follow, for instance. I don't think that your 11-year-old daughter needs to be seeing that, you know?
Yeah, I follow anybody until they give me a reason not to follow them.
Well, I think a really big reason not to follow some of these accounts is because your daughter uses your account.
Here's the way that you can. Here's two ways that people follow someone, right? Okay, so let's say someone wants to send you a friend request, for example. Some people will go and take their time to see what kind of friend comes across my
account. Social media, it is a good thing to like share an account with a parent, but like I don't think it's a good thing at all to be that parent and to allow accounts to follow you and to follow accounts that are like straight up posting porn, right? Like I don't think that it's a good thing for your child to have access to social media, right? That is going to predispose them towards like literally seeing like pornography because you chose to follow the people that post the pornography.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. You want to show me that picture again? Because you've managed to use the word porn or pornography about 10 times, and I don't see any pornography there.
Sure, I could try to find it again. That's fine. If you don't want to label...
That was a fully clothed adult.
It was a fully clothed adult that was being sexually suggestive, right? By like bending over, sticking her tongue out.
We're conceding it's not porn, right?
I would include it in this. Sure, I'll concede that it directly inside of itself is not pornography. However, I would say that it absolutely would fall under the category of sexually suggestive content.
Yeah, well, that's a far cry from porn. I mean, you get people that come up here and go,
I don't think
you're so good looking.
I don't think that like I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a good
being sexually suggestive.
I don't think it's a good thing to predispose our children like intentionally and with knowledge of to soft porn or sexually suggestive content, including like a woman bending over and like the doggy pose, sticking her tongue out, looking at the camera. I don't think that's a good thing. Can we agree?
I mean, are you doing it if people come up here and these little girls are like, "Oh, I love you, Dean"? Are you being sexually suggestive?
No.
Well, they seem to think so.
What am I doing that's sexually suggestive?
Well, you have to ask them because they're all about you, and
You understand? You understand that like
responsible.
individuals that like come up here and say that they love me, right? They're saying that like they love what I do.
They're 14-year-old girls. They don't.
Yeah,
know
it doesn't
what
mean
to
that I definitely don't like having 14-year-old girls come up here and say that. It's something I have a preference against. Like it does make me uncomfortable, right? And that's why like I automatically remove them. Like I just don't really like it, right? I feel like that's a very fair response for a 21-year-old man to give to a 14-year-old girl saying that they love him. It's not something I like. Okay, but that also doesn't mean that I'm like making sexually suggestive content. Right? Like, how are you going to try to twist this against me when all I'm trying to do is suggest that you be a better fucking dad? And if you're going to share a social media account with your child, make sure that you're not a fucking lustful old man following people that are posting soft porn because your child can see it. There's a following tab on TikTok for a reason. You click on that button, you see the posts made by the individuals that you follow. Stop trying to defend following soft porn accounts, right? Knowing that your daughter shares your account and can see it. Well, then take the time to be a good dad. Take the time.
No, sir, I do take the time.
I'm so sorry. Saying that it requires effort is not an excuse. Okay? You should absolutely put the effort in if required to ensure that when your child's on the internet, they're not being exposed to that.
So if you're so concerned about it, why don't you reach out to that little girl that you just showed me a picture of and talk to her dad?
That wasn't a little girl. That was a grown-ass woman.
Right, talk to her dad.
Why do I need to talk to her dad?
She's the one making the post.
And you're the one following it, predisposing your child who shares your account to see it. Why do you think it's a responsibility of other random adults to parent your own child?
Why are you trying to parent my child?
I'm not trying to parent your child. I'm trying to parent the parent by teaching you to grow up, be a good dad, and not to follow accounts that could expose your child to sexually suggestive content. This is easy. This should be easy. This shouldn't be a partisan issue. This shouldn't be a debate. This should be something that everybody with a brain can agree to. If you're going to share a social media account with your young child, which by the way, if you're going to have your young child on social media, is definitely the way to go. I personally think that young children shouldn't have social media at all, but that's a whole separate issue. If you are going to share a social media account with your young child, make sure that you are not using that social media account to get off by following accounts that post soft pornography to then predispose your child to potentially seeing that on your following feed.
Okay, Dean. Thanks for conceding it's not porn. I'll take your advice.
Wait, do you
good with that?
Could we agree that it's sexually suggestive soft pornography?
I agree with you, Dean. Can we move on?
Before we move on, can we agree that it's a bad thing to expose our children to sexually suggestive content at all?
Yes, but yet we're allowing 11-year-old children to make choices about their sexual orientation.
So you're going to use this as an opportunity to pivot to trans people compared to like growing up and just saying that you're in the wrong and that you should unfollow the accounts that you do that are posting sexually suggestive soft pornography that you are exposing to your child. So I just want to clarify, you care more, right, about other children saying they're trans than you do about your own child being exposed to sexually suggestive content. Really? Are you dead ass?
She educates herself on being, I'm a girl, but I want to be a boy. Am I supposed to talk to her about that?
Are you gonna respond to what I'm saying?
Yes. You didn't respond to what I said. I asked you a yes or no question, and you couldn't answer.
You brought it up as an opportunity to pivot to trans people, which tells me that you care more about other children being trans than you do about your own daughter being exposed to sexually suggested content because you're a lustful old man that used your shared social media account to follow women that post sexually suggestive content. Feel free to do that. Feel free to do that. If you want to go follow women that post sexually suggestive content, I'm not saying that there's anything inherently wrong with it. Just go do it on an account that you don't share with your 10-year-old daughter.
Dean, I understand you're tired of conceding to me. There's no reason for you to mute my mic over and over.
Am I saying anything that's wrong here? No, real quick, buddy. No, could you just clarify? Am I saying anything that's incorrect? Am I saying anything that's wrong?
Yes, you are.
What am I saying that's wrong?
You see, okay, let me respond.
Okay, remember the question that I want you to respond to. What am I saying that is wrong?
Okay, so it is equally or more important that I make sure that my young daughter is a female and not exposed to 11-year-olds being in 4th grade and being taught that it's okay if you want to be a boy, you can be one.
Okay, yeah.
But you're worried about her seeing a picture of some girl that no one knows on a page that she's not even looking at.
First and foremost,
Okay, so
first
if
and
you want
foremost,
the details.
first and
It
foremost,
just gives her somewhere to post her videos. She don't scroll. She don't look. Come on, bro.
First and foremost, I disagree with you.
And so, if
okay,
you had
you're
to
still
go to
going.
someone's follow list and hunt down
still going.
one anecdotal to go, oh look, porn. Yeah, nice try, Dean.
First and
Nice
foremost, I disagree with you on the notion that it is bad or wrong or something that we shouldn't do, right? To like expose children to age-appropriate content and material inside of the classroom surrounding education and the world around them, okay? But second of all, even though you think, right, that your child shouldn't be exposed to things that are like pro-trans, you still understand that you could do those two things at once. Okay, you could say that your child shouldn't be exposed to things that are pro-trans, while also saying that your child shouldn't be exposed to sexually suggestive content. You could do those two things at once. You could ensure that your child isn't being indoctrinated by the crazy libs and ensure that your child isn't being exposed to sexually suggestive content because you decided to follow somebody that posted it.
Okay, Dean, my response is 5 minutes ago, I give you that, and you're still on it.
Because you haven't conceded. You're like,
what
can you
part of-
concede?
what
Can you
part of I
concede?
give
Can you
you
agree that you
that
should
5
unfollow?
minutes ago,
Can you
I
agree?
said, okay,
By
Dean.
the way, I just want
I said, okay,
to
Dean.
point this out. Everybody spamming WGuess in the comment section, you're fucking disgusting. The fact that there's people spamming WGuess in the comment section, defending a man who thinks that it's okay to be lustful and follow social media accounts of women posting sexually suggestive content, even though he shares a social media account with his daughter, just because he said that it's not okay to be trans, you're fucking gross. You don't care what this guest is saying. You don't care that he's trying to defend exposing his 10-year-old daughter to sexually suggestive content just because he says he's a Trump supporter that is anti-trans. That makes you so fucking disgusting. You are allowing your own bigotry and your own prejudice that you hold against other individuals in this world and the idealistic support that you hold for Donald Trump to overwhelm and disregard the fact that this man is arguing in defense of exposing his 10-year-old daughter to sexually suggestive content. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume that everybody in the chat spamming WGuess thinks that 10-year-old girls should be exposed to sexually suggestive content unless you stop spamming WGuess, or this guest, at the bare minimum, can admit that it is wrong to follow people that post sexually suggestive content on a social media account that he shares with his 10-year-old daughter. Like, can you just admit that? Can you admit that it is not a good thing to follow people that post sexually suggestive content on an account that you share with your 10-year-old daughter?
No.
Why? Why isn't that wrong? Do you think that children should be exposed to that? Do you think that children should be exposed to that? Why can't you answer?
Dean, you're still on
Do you
something.
think that children should be exposed to
You're
sexually
wrong.
suggestive content?
I get the fact that you're so overwhelmed.
Bro,
that I
oh
have
my God.
smoked you in so
Answer
many
my
debates
question. Answer my
that
question.
Now,
Please.
you're having to use no. You're framing the question so you can get the answer you
Do
want.
you think
an
that
11-year-old
children
daughter
should
that's not
be
on my
exposed to
page.
sexually suggestive content? Should 10-year-old little girls and 10-year-old little boys be exposed
No,
to
my
adult
God.
content? Adult content that is sexually suggestive, yes or no?
How do you still support Trump?
Answer my question.
You're searching, bro.
Answer my question.
Nice try.
Why can't you just say no? Why can't you just say no?
No, Dean.
No to what? No, they shouldn't be exposed to
Oh my
sexually
God.
suggestive
You just told
content?
me that- I've already given it to you 3 times.
Okay, so the answer is no. Okay, so because you agree that children should not be exposed to
How
sexually
much I have
suggestive
smoked
content.
you in the past.
Just let me speak. Because you agree that children should not be exposed to sexually suggestive content, and you share this social media account with your daughter, and by following accounts that post sexually suggestive content, you are increasing the likelihood that your daughter is going to be exposed to that, either by that followed account popping up on your social media feed on the For You page, by that following account popping up on the following tab to the left of the For You page on the TikTok UI, or via the promotion of similar sexually suggestive content in the algorithm, since you have a proclivity to engage with accounts that do post that by following them, right? You are increasing the likelihood, dramatically increasing the likelihood that that is something that your daughter is going to be exposed to. So because you agree that children should not be exposed to sexually suggestive content, and you following accounts that post sexually suggestive content dramatically increase the likelihood of your daughter being exposed to said content. Can't you agree, at the bare minimum, that as soon as you leave this live, you should go look through your following list and unfollow any and all accounts that post sexually suggestive content? Can you agree that you should go unfollow them, buddy?
Dean, about a minute into all that, I lost track, bro.
Yeah, whatever.
It's too much.
Can you agree that you should go unfollow those accounts?
Bro, it's too much, bro.
Can you agree that you should go unfollow those accounts?
Let's see. Okay. How many questions are you going to lead into the same answer?
This is the last one. Can you agree that you should go unfollow those accounts?
Let me get this down here.
Can you agree that you should go unfollow those accounts?
And also, I believe when you do the mic mute, it's conceding that you're losing. So,
can you agree that you should unfollow those accounts?
No, I don't. I can follow whoever I want to.
Yeah, you're a bad dad, dude. Just nothing else to say. You're just a bad dad. You're a bad dad. I feel bad for your daughter. You're a terrible father, exposing your child to sexually suggestive content. You're a total loser. You're a piece of shit. You're a sick bastard, and I feel really bad for your daughter, okay? Because you have the opportunity to reduce the likelihood, right, that your daughter is exposed to sexually suggestive content, and you are saying that you don't need to take that opportunity. You could follow whoever you want to, regardless if it were to potentially expose your 10-year-old daughter to porn, right? So terrible. Just like, oh my God. Like why are people like that fathers, dude? My God, dude, oh my God. Like, that's more than politics. That pisses me off. Why are we just like willingly opting to say, let's show our kids porn? I don't care if my daughter sees this lady in tight clothes bit over and the doggy stance sticking out her tongue, or, showing her ass. I can follow whoever I want to. God, oh shit. Oh my goodness. Isabella, thank you for the $1 on Venmo, who says, I work with children and it's literally a part of our yearly training that a form of sexual abuse is quite literally knowingly exposing / not stopping your child from being exposed to sexual content. And that includes sexually suggestive. Kirsten, thank you for the $5, who says, I also went through and counted at least 20 of those accounts on Buddy's list. Brittany, thank you for the $10, who says he will expose his own daughter to this content, but he's probably offended by his daughter seeing pride parades and drag brunches. Yeah. Thank you for the $10. Suck, thank you for the $5. Kirsten, thank you for the $5. Christy with the 5. Juniper with the 73 cents. Thank you guys so much for the love. I appreciate it. Thank you. Elliot, thank you for the $15 over on Venmo. Appreciate you for your kindness. Oh my God. What a, I think that's like crazy. Can we all agree that that's just like actually nuts? Can we all agree that's like crazy? Can we like try to find like a bipartisan agreement on that? Is this where the party lines could just fall for a minute? Like, that's pretty fucked up, dude. That's pretty fucked. God, I'm happy I see people agreeing to that in the chat. Thank you. I'm happy. I only see yeses. Thank you. I needed that. What's up, Nick? Do you support Trump?
Hi, it's a 4-year-old again. Are you on your...
How? What the fuck? How does that guy keep on getting back up? Moving on to the next guest call-in. Ugh. Oh, God. I'm really, really happy. I only see people agreeing.
Hey, hello?
What's up, Colin? Do you support Trump? Oh, it's you again.
Yeah, I debated you earlier, and I have a change of heart.
Oh, good to hear, Colin. Based. What's up, Anna? Do you support Trump? Anna?
Hello?
Do you support Trump?
No.
Banned. Moving on to the next guest, guys. Only op instead of the key of you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. All right, moving on to the next guest right now, We got Skydive loading up in the box. Rory, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo, who says, Buddy served time for manslaughter, killed his ex-wife. among other crimes. Please stop platforming him. What the fuck? 1 second. They gave me a link here. I'm going to look into it real quick. They gave me a link to look at. Please click on the two shapes that are most similar to one another. I got to get through like the human AI, the human verification tests on Venmo on my computer so I could copy and paste the link that was shared. Let's take a look. It's saying that they can't find that page. Whoever sent that to me. Let's see. What if I just look up his name, Buddy Aggie? Well, it said that the page existed. Oh my God. That is him? Yeah. Deny parole for Buddy Aggie. The issue? This petition was created to deny parole for Buddy Wayne Aggie. Aggie was convicted of manslaughter in the death of Crystal Nicole Carey. Crystal was a beautiful, funny young woman when she met Buddy. She was outgoing and always lit up a room. She had a family whom loved her and spent a lot of time with. Huh. What the hell? Buddy and Crystal were in a wreck that killed Crystal. Buddy was driving, and it is the strong belief of Crystal's family, state troopers, and others that worked on the case that Crystal was gravely injured or dead before the wreck occurred. She had defensive wounds that did not match injuries from the wreck. Buddy walked away from that wreck with very minor injuries. Crystal was unrecognizable. Her death has left a hole in the lives of her friends, family, classmates, co-workers, and most importantly, her two beautiful children. Okay. Damn. What the fuck? Why does this man have custody? Huh. That's, yeah, he won't be up again. What's going on? Do you support Trump, Skydive?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm about like 20.
You're about 20?
Yeah, I'm like 20.
What year were you born in?
I think I was born in like 2005-ish, yeah. Yin?
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay.
One of the comments on this petition reads, quote unquote, I was watching a live this week, in April 4th this week, and Buddy openly admitted to killing his child's mother and that he took joy in abusing his child whenever he could. In addition, I heard him threaten the live hosts and panelists. He's a sick human being and should be behind bars for life. This man has no remorse for his actions. Why, if all this is true, why does he have custody of his child and why is he not in jail? Yeah. That is, wow. So if you guys go to the petition, you could find it by just going on Google, typing in Buddy Aggie. It is Buddy spelled Buddy, then Aggie spelled Agee. The first link is from change.org titled Deny Parole for Buddy Aggie. And it just says everything else that I just said. And if you scroll down to the supportive voices, there's a featured comment posted by somebody named Gina 8 months ago saying that I was watching a live this week in April and then, openly admitted he killed the child's mother and that he took joy in abusing his child whenever he could. I mean, this is very reasonable grounds for CPS investigation. In my mind. Last time I said that, I got in a lot of trouble with the internet. I got in a lot of trouble. I'm going to say it again because it's definitely reasonable this time, right? like an investigation. Like, you know, this being brought up to somebody's purview, somebody's, somebody's, you know, just the fact I just want somebody to know about this, that investigates these kinds of things. Is there anybody in here that is? If there's anybody in here that is, I mean, we have like a lot of viewers right now. We have 13.6K over on TikTok. 4.8K on YouTube. You know, if there's anybody in here that is, you know, I would definitely reference you to the change.org petition published with a comment made by Gina 8 months ago saying that he was on a live openly admitting to killing his child's mother, that he took joy in abusing his child, alongside, you know, like the things that he said on this live, like, you know, he's okay with his child being exposed to sexually suggestive content, and he's just going to do what he does regardless of the impact that it has on his daughter. So, I guess we're going to go and leave it there. I'm going to just stop talking at this point, because, like I said, I got in a lot of trouble last time I kind of said similar things to what I'm saying now. So I'm going to be a little bit more mindful and just hold my breath. But, you know, if there's anybody in here that, you know, would work in a relevant field, take a look at that change.org article. And, you know, the clip of the conversation I just had with him on this live. It's worth looking into. It's definitely worth looking into, but we're going to go to get that, wow, I'm sorry, man. That's just nuts. Jesus.
I don't know why you guys haven't left yet.
What's up, Brock?
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. I saw you on, I was on earlier. Hold on, sorry, I was in the middle. I didn't think I was going to be able to get up here. I'm playing Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, no worries.
Let me exit out of that.
Yeah, dude, there's whole articles published about this on the internet. On WAF 48, that is WAFF 48, there's an article titled Police ID Woman Involved in Fatal Colbert County Wreck. And it like gives more like context and explanation about what occurred.
Sorry, what's happening?
Yeah, a lot, man. Did you just tune in?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I've been in here, but I haven't been paying attention. I've had my headset on. I was gaming.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we've been going over a lot. I guess I'm gonna go and leave the conversation there, everybody. You know, I would say if there's anybody out there that works in any type of relevant field here, take a look at that change.org article. Take a look at that article published by WAF 48. You know, take a look at the comment under that change.org article, and you know, even like the nature of the conversation that I just had with Buddy Aggie on my stream. And I'm just going to go and leave it there, folks. Now we're just going to head on to the next political debate of the night. Sorry, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. I'm just going to leave it there for what I say. But anyways, Brock, welcome in D-Sport Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to thank a couple people here, then we'll hop on to the next conversation. Leslie, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat. Yeah, Leslie, you were right. Renegade, thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat, who says, father of an SA survivor. Perpetuator was a pastor. His congregation defended him. Discovery found 4 other victims. He will die in prison. That last guess is the reason. He's the same person as far as I'm concerned. I appreciate you for the $20, Renegade. And I'm really sorry to hear that happened to your child. As well as Elena, thank you for the $20 as well over on Super Chat, who says, the fact that this caller thinks trans people who aren't doing anything wrong are comparable to exposing his daughter to stuff is beyond me. I truly feel physically ill. Yeah, that is, I'm not feeling too good after that last conversation. And, you know, just consider, like, how many people like him come up here and debate that we just don't know of? Like, how many people like him have done, like, heinous, terrible, crazy things that we just simply are not aware of? Crazy, scary thought. Crazy, scary thought. Over on Venmo, Crystal with $1 says, Buddy's father's friend? Oh, wait, no, shit. Buddy's father also murdered someone. What? Can you link me to that? Also, Jane, thank you for the $5, and Alexandria, thank you for the 2. Ethan with the $5 over on PayPal says, "Are we sure it's the same guy?" Yeah. No, I'm sure it's the same guy because of the picture that they had on the change.org petition, then the picture that he has on his profile on TikTok. Not to mention a comment made on the change.org petition 8 months ago talking about him being on a TikTok live. Like, I'd say it's very reasonable to believe that it's the same guy. Heather, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal, and Frankie with the $5 as well. I mean, it's like technically possible that it's not the same guy. It's technically possible that it's not the same guy. But you know, I mean, I'd say that the evidence, the preponderance of evidence to demonstrate that it is him, the preponderance of evidence that points towards the conclusion that the buddy on live and the buddy on that change.org article are the same person is like great enough to like want a further look into things. You know, I think that's one of those scenarios where it's important to look into it, to investigate it a little bit. Yeah. Anyways, Brock, I'm sorry. We're just finishing up, going over like a pretty like heavy hitting topic here. Ian, I appreciate you for the $20 over on Venmo, who says, "Take care of your brain, man. If you feel rattled, you could pick up with the next guest next stream." Well, I appreciate you for the $20, Ian. I am feeling a little rattled, but I mean, I think I'm all right. Max, thank you for the $5 as well. He says, "Love the shirt." Appreciate that, Max. Thank you. So, yeah, man, if Brock, if you want to give us a reason why you support Trump, I'll try to listen. If I'm just not feeling the debate, I will end it short, but I'm gonna try.
What did you say?
What's up?
Sorry, what did you say?
If you want to give a reason why you support Trump as president, go for it. There's a chance I'm just not really feeling debate right now, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll try to. I'm sorry if you're not in the right mood. I'll try to be respectful, but I know you're a liberal, right?
Yeah, big lip.
So, I mean, I know you might not be in the best mood right now, but it might be hard for me to be 100% respectful because the liberals it's been fucking hard recently.
The liberals have been pissing you off?
Yeah.
Especially
yeah.
Have the liberals been pissing? Yeah.
Yeah, they piss me the hell off.
Yeah.
Especially when they're little atheists and they don't have any morals and they don't.
When they're little liberal atheists. I'd honestly say that liberal atheists have better morals than MAGA conservative Christians.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Even in accordance with the scripture of the Bible, I think that a liberal atheist better follows the scripture of the Christian Bible than MAGA conservative Christians.
Yeah, okay, well, I think I can already tell this is not going to be a fun conversation with you just because of how simpleton your brain is, how close-minded you are. So.
Oh, buddy, no, think about it. Like, so the gospel says, love thy neighbor. Atheist liberals are like, love thy neighbor, let's be inclusive of all. Then MAGA conservative Christians are like, hey, you know, if you're brown, fuck you. You need to be hauled away to Center for Terrorists in El Salvador. If you're black and in Minnesota, you're Somali, fuck you. You're garbage, you need to be deported even though you're a legal resident. If you're a woman, fuck you. I mean, we had somebody up here arguing that they shouldn't even have the right to vote. If you're a minority, fuck you. You know, if you are gay, fuck you. So, I mean, that's just one example about how, you know, atheist liberals better aligned with the scripture of the Christian Bible than MAGA conservative Christians do.
Okay, well, I think everything you just said was completely ridiculous. Kind of ridiculous. You know that saying?
Ridiculous? That was very, like, Mean Girls of you, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to think right now and pull up my notes at the same time, but listening to bullshit coming out of your mouth is really hard. So what do you want me to start with?
A response to the claim that I gave that I think that liberal atheists follow the scripture of the Christian Bible better than MAGA conservative Christians.
How can you follow it if you don't even know what it is and you're a liberal atheist and you're not even Christian? How can you follow something you don't even believe in? Huh?
Well, just because you're an atheist doesn't mean that you don't know what the Bible tells you to do. And also, I would say that most atheists don't follow the scripture of the Christian Bible better than Christians because they look towards the scripture of the Christian Bible, but rather because there genuinely is some good principles that are described in the gospel.
Exactly.
That coincidentally, liberal atheists happen to follow better than MAGA conservatives because they're better people than MAGA.
So why do you think Jesus' teachings are so good then? If he wasn't why are they so good and you still don't believe in it?
Well, because I can
tell your brain is in overdrive right now trying to come up with some bullshit to say.
I don't think that the truth factor of Jesus resurrecting from the dead or being the God of all creation would hinge on the benevolence described in the moral teachings of the gospel. Okay, like just because, like, if I were to say,
What the hell does
I'm,
that even mean, dude?
I'll explain it. If I were to say that I'm God and that everybody should only do good, and then I were to give maybe like a 47-page thesis about what doing good means, and they're all like genuinely good things to do, that doesn't self-justify that I'm actually God. That just means that I'm a good person, right? So like, I think maybe, if like the teachings of the gospel were to accurately describe the moral virtues of a man named Jesus that lived 2,000 years ago, I think my takeaway would be is that Jesus was a pretty good guy, but not that Jesus was God, because he was a pretty good guy, you know?
If you've read any scripture, you would understand that Jesus is himself God. You can literally look it up on Google right now. I'll look it up on Google for you.
A debate about the validity of the claim, is Jesus God, is separate and distinct from the debate that I want to have with you, which is liberal atheists better fulfill and follow the scripture of the Bible compared to MAGA conservative Christians.
Okay, tell me how. Name one Jesus quote.
Love thy neighbor.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that
And I love my neighbor. My neighbor. Actually, you want to know what I just did for my neighbor recently?
All right, what did you do? What did you
My
do?
neighbor's getting so old, and guess what? We actually have completely different political beliefs. He actually himself is an atheist liberal himself. We have completely different beliefs, but he's getting so old now that he can't really do things. So me and my brother, we drive our tractor down the road and we go help him out with things that he needs.
Well, that's very kind of you. Good boy. Good boy.
So I do love my neighbor.
Good,
what about you? What have you done for
Brock.
your neighbor? Jack shit.
What have I done
I
for
bake
my neighbor?
for my neighbor. When my neighbor needs food, I go bake for him.
Well, I mean, I did help my neighbor move some stuff into their house when they moved in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Name me one more Jesus quote.
Another Jesus quote. Don't bear false witness. Donald Trump told over 30,000 confirmed lies in his first term. Another Jesus quote. Don't covet thy neighbor's wife. Donald Trump cheated on all 3 of his wives.
Listen. Okay. That's not true.
Yeah, it is true, buddy.
Yeah, okay. So the thing is, when you're talking about lie, what does that exactly mean? What's the definition of lie?
To intentionally say something that's false?
Okay, so let me ask you this. If you were to say, like, say we were to know each other and we were with each other in person and you came out with an outfit on, a really shitty outfit, but you thought it was really nice and I could tell that you liked the outfit that you had on and it made you feel good. And you're like, hey man, what do you think about my outfit? And I could tell it really made you feel good. And I was like, yeah, I like it. But in my head, I knew it was some atheist ass shit fucking outfit. And I said, yeah, I like it, but I was lying to you. Is that technically that's a lie, but he lied for the better reason. So when Trump is doing these things and he's quote unquote maybe lying in your point of view, he's doing it to actually help people. Do you realize that? Do you understand what I'm saying?
So I feel like you're trying to introduce a certain level of nuance to then use that level of nuance to just push, right, like a terrible position. So although it is okay to lie sometimes, doesn't mean that it's okay to lie all the time. You can't say because in some circumstances it's justified to lie, that therefore every single lie that Donald Trump has told is okay. Like in some circumstances,
obviously,
I'll give you an example. Right, imagine that Donald Trump just murdered somebody in cold blood on Fifth Avenue. Right. Well, what if like a Trump supporter's argument was, well, in some circumstances, it's okay to kill people, like in self-defense. So therefore, Donald Trump was obviously
100%.
justified when he murdered somebody in cold blood on Fifth Avenue. Right. I'd say that a lot of the lies that he told were completely unjustified. Right. Like lying about the outcome of the 2020 election.
Okay, well, we can have a
lying about-
theological debate about the 2020 election if you want. Have a real debate about that.
Did you say a theological debate about the 2020 election?
Yeah, we can talk about the 2020 election. I mean, have you seen the videos of them literally lighting all the ballots on fire? What do you think about that?
What about that?
What do you think about them burning? What do you think about them burning all the Republican votes? Millions.
What about that's theological?
Do you know the definition of theologically?
Theologically? I do not know the definition of theologically.
Theological.
The definition of theological?
Uh-huh.
I do know the definition of theological or theology.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, we could have a whole debate about the 2020 election.
Do you know what the definition
most
of theology
likely was?
is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Something deep and meaningful.
No.
What is it?
I mean, I think a pretty shorthand and functional definition of theology would be the study of God, study of gods, so on and so forth.
Okay,
The study of the divine.
Kind of like what Trump said. Once again, you think he's lying, you think all this, but seriously, this is the quote, and maybe you've heard it before, but it is kind of really true if you really think about it. I can break it down for you, but genuinely, if Jesus was counting those votes in California, what do you think would have happened?
I think that Donald Trump would have lost the state. Yes,
Yeah.
man. Thank you for the vibrant stage.
So if someone was telling the truth 100% of the time, then the truth would then be false. Is that what you're saying?
What?
Yeah. See, listen, chat. This guy, you can't even keep up with what I'm saying. My brain works at
That
rates.
wasn't a coherent sentence.
No, it was. It's just you can't quite understand
Okay,
what I'm
let's
saying.
listen
I think
to it again.
I'm thinking outside of the box
One
a little
second.
bit.
One
You don't
second.
understand.
One second. I got you on the VOD replay. Let's just listen to it again, okay?
Yeah, clip it.
No.
What is it?
I mean, I think a pretty shorthand and functional definition of theology would be the study of God. Let's skip forward a little bit. God.
What Trump said, once again, you think he's, but it is kind of really true if you really think about it. I can break it down for you, but genuinely, if Jesus was counting those
Okay,
votes
it's coming up.
in California, what do you think would have happened?
I think that Donald Trump would have lost the state. Yes,
Yeah?
man. Thank you for the vibrant stage.
So if someone was telling the truth 100% of the time, then the truth would then be false. Is that what you're saying? Boom. Think about that. Think about that.
If
Think about what I just said there.
If somebody was telling the truth 100% of the time, then would the truth be false?
Yeah, or would the truth be the truth? Which one would it be?
Can you?
If someone was telling the truth, yeah. Well, you just got to think about what I just said there. Oh, I'm a tool.
Yeah, you're a real tool.
How?
How? Because listen to you. You're sitting over here.
Okay, yeah.
Spewing. Let me tell you, you're a tool. You're over here, sitting over here, spewing incoherent gibberish. Okay, that statement, if somebody told the truth 100% of the time, would the truth be false? Dude, like, I feel like, right, fucking Biden, sleepy Joe Biden, could have strung together a better phrase, a better
Yeah, because
sentence.
obviously the answer is no.
Okay,
If someone was
okay,
telling
you're
the
gonna cut me
truth
off. Yeah, you're a
100% of the
tool.
time, okay, dude, just come on, bro. Are you serious?
What I was going to say is that sleepy Joe Biden could have strung together a better sentence, 10 beers down. Yet you're sitting
no, he
over
fucking
here
wouldn't have.
speaking pure gibberish and then calling me underdeveloped, quote unquote.
Biden doesn't even know what his fucking last name is,
When I
dude.
tell you that I think that I'm not understanding what you're saying.
Okay, well, listen. All the answer is no, because if someone was telling the truth 100% of the time, the truth would be the truth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So if Jesus, a man who tells the truth 100% of the time, was doing something, then the truth would basically theoretically be the truth, right?
Dude, if Jesus always told the truth, then Jesus would always tell the truth. If Jesus always told the truth,
So if he
then
was
anything
counting the
that
votes,
Jesus
do you
said
think he
would
would
be
have
true.
lied about the votes, or do you think the votes would have been more accurate? Which one?
If Jesus were to count all the votes in the state of California, Jesus would tell the truth about the outcome of the election in the state of California, and Donald Trump would have lost.
Yeah. Okay. Think about this. Do you think an AI counting machine?
Serena, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate you so much for the
Here we
love,
go.
Serena. Okay, we
I
gotta
got a
stop.
violation warning for bowling.
No, it was for misinfo. We gotta stop talking about 2020 now. Okay.
Okay,
Serena,
dude.
thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Brianna, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Tyler with the $5 on Venmo. Crystal with $1. Brianna with the $6 and the 66 cents. And Abigail, thank you for the $10. And Ian, thank you so much for the $20. Can you please thank my donors?
Yeah, thank you. Hey, to that dickhead 24 hours in the comments, I'm saying I'm in the Epstein files. You better watch your fucking mouth. I'm not in those damn files.
That was a very defensive reaction. On Dean,
I've
thank you
never
for the
even met him before.
$15 over on PayPal. He says Brock spoke to Parker yesterday. He opened the debate saying that his IQ was almost genius level.
Huh?
So apparently you debated Parker yesterday and told him that your IQ's nearly genius.
Yeah,
level.
me and one of my buddies, Gage, actually. Well, I was debating him for a bit, and then I wanted Gage to come up, so I had to send Gage a text, and Gage got on. And we were 2v2ing him and some other little random little liberal dweeb that was in the bottom of the guest box. I've seen him on Jubilee before, the little dweeb
So,
kid.
the little dweeb kid, are you talking about yourself? You sound like a dweeb.
No, the guy with this camera on. You might see him.
You sound
He's
like
on Jubilee.
You sound like a real dweeb.
Khan. Adam Khan.
You sound like a real dweeb.
No, you're a dweeb.
No, you're a dweeb, buddy.
Okay, cool. So
You got
yeah,
soft
I was debating.
Got soft hands. You got soft hands, little bro.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was debating your little buddy Parker yesterday. What about it?
Yeah, apparently you told him that your IQ is almost genius level.
No, I never said that. I just
You never
gave
said-
the realistic statement of 115. I mean, 115 is a pretty normal. Like, look, 115 IQ is it normal? Like, not for you.
No, the average IQ would be 100.
Yeah, so the average IQ 115 is above average or bright. So that I'm not saying I'm a genius. I'm just considered extremely bright compared to the average person.
Okay, can you pronounce this word? Can you pronounce this word, please?
Yeah, hold up. Wait, I can't see it.
It's the one in the middle of the phone screen. Can you pronounce that word?
Yeah, hold on. Theology.
Theology? What?
Theology.
I just heard what is that we just heard in the background?
Sorry, what?
What is that? We just heard somebody in the background. Hold up. We need to run it back. We need to run it back.
Theology.
Theology? What? Dude, you were fucking playing like the AI voice off of your computer in the background that you could find when you go on Google and you type in how to pronounce theology.
I told you earlier I was playing video games. I have a Discord call. My headset's sitting here. You might have heard some dickhead talking in the background of my Discord call.
No,
one's saying shit to me.
I heard an AI voice go theology.
No, you didn't, dude.
Yes,
just
I did.
quit
We
making
just
shit up.
listened
This is all your little liberal party does. Just make shit
delusional.
up.
Oh, this is all you do. You delusional.
You just make shit up, dude.
You're so delusional.
You're a psychopath.
You're a psychopath. Yeah.
Do you want to ask me a real
Get
question?
Alfred!
You want to ask me a real question instead of pulling stuff up and asking me to read off words like I'm 4 years old? You want to have an actual real debate?
Wait, so you admit that a 4-year-old could read that word, but you couldn't because you had to look up how it was pronounced?
I did. Did I not just read it? Do you want to play it back and hear what I said? I kind of just read it, right?
I could play back when you had to play like the AI voice on Google. Theology.
There's no AI voice saying anything. There was no AI voice saying anything, dude.
Okay, then explain.
You're
to
a
me,
moron, bro.
Explain to me
just
what
keep
this
making,
is.
dude. You're making my blood fucking boil.
Pronounce that word.
Yeah, hold on. Theology.
Theology? What was that?
Bro, that was my Discord fucking call. Coming out of my headset.
Listen to it. Shh. What?
Theology.
What was that?
Yeah, that was me saying theology, you moron.
What was the? Well, no, there was a woman's voice in the background, not you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're actually psychopathic.
Why do you keep calling me psychopathic? That
because you're just making shit up
Listen,
for your chat. You're making stuff up.
On a real note, you shouldn't just call random people psychopathic. Okay, that's gonna be a prescription from a medical health professional. Definitely not sub 75 Brock on sub 75 IQ Brock on TikTok Live.
Sub 75, I just read you off how I have 115 IQ. We could literally sit here right now and both take an IQ test, and I promise you I'd fucking do way better.
Nah, buddy, you'd get cooked. You'd get cooked, bro.
Yeah? You want to do that?
You'd get absolutely cooked.
I would take an IQ test with you right now, and I guarantee I'll
smoke
you out of the water,
bro. You get absolutely smoked.
What do IQ tests consist of? You know that word, consist?
I could tell you what IQ test consists of. They consist of
so various
pattern
cognitive tasks
recognition,
measuring verbal, reasoning, memory, and processing skills through questions on vocabulary, logic, patterns, and math. Yeah, dude, you're probably.
Can I be honest?
What's your reading level? What's your reading level? 9th grade reading level?
I think that you've already failed the IQ test because I think supporting Trump is an IQ test.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why'd you vote for Chameleon Harris?
Chameleon?
Yeah. You know how like chameleons change things? Like they change all the time, change things? It's just the chameleon.
Spell chameleon. Okay. Well, I thought that Kamala is how you pronounce her name. Kamala Harris was great.
Wait, hold on. You want me to spell what? What'd you want me to spell?
Chameleon.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me think. CHAMELEON. Right? Chameleon?
Why did you have me hold on? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Sorry, did you not just ask me to spell chameleon? I just spelled it for you, so. Can you spell chameleon?
You just spelled it.
Or are you going to have to look it up on your little interweb there?
You just fucking spelled it, Brock. Oh my god. Okay, listen. Let's get back on track. Brock. We're all over the place. IQ tests. Spelling chameleon. Looking it up on Google. Fucking. Okay. All right. You asked me.
Let's go.
Why did I support Kamala Harris?
Yeah, and then I'll tell you why it's bullshit.
It's because she was the only candidate in the race that cared about low-income Americans. She's the only candidate in the race that cared about the working class. She was the only candidate in the race that wasn't proven by a court to have raped a woman. She was the only candidate in the race that didn't boast about sexually exploiting naked little kids. She was the only candidate in the race that hasn't cheated on all of her partners and sexually and hit on 10-year-old girls and said that she'd be dating her own daughter if she wasn't her daughter. She's the only candidate in the race that wasn't best buddies with Jeffrey Epstein, sending him letters depicting naked bodies of little girls with a statement, "May every new day be another wonderful secret." And she was the only candidate in the race that would have had to have a court force her to feed low-income, starving American children, then still refusing to do so.
Okay. Yeah, so that was a lot of gibberish that I just can't really retain all that information talking so fucking fast. You want to know why I support?
So I'm actually not talking fast. I just think that you're listening slow.
No, you're just talking a lot faster, and
No,
you don't
just
even
think,
know what you just said.
I
You
think
can't even remember what you just said. You just
I
read
just-
off a whole bunch of shit from ChatGPT asking why should I support Democrats.
I just think that the soy lattes are really reducing your IQ.
The what?
The soy lattes and the soft hands.
What is that? What's that? What's soy latte?
The things that you drink because you're such a beta.
I drink water. I only drink water.
You only drink water. You're a beta, dude.
I only drink water.
You're a beta. You don't drink.
Your body's made up of about
Wait,
a lot of water.
You don't drink sparkling water. You fucking afraid of some bubbles?
No.
Are you afraid of some bubbles?
I don't drink sparkling water because I'm not a little pussy. I don't drink LaCroix.
You're afraid of some bubbles? You're afraid
I'm
of
not
fucking
afraid
bubbles.
of it. Why would I drink?
Yeah, you're not gonna drink sparkling water because you're afraid of some fucking bubbles.
Sparkling water's for those rich little assholes who don't know shit about the real world.
You're afraid of bubbles. Oh, rich little assholes like Donald Trump, who grew up, just eating off of a golden spoon and then got $400 million.
Golden
from his
spoon, yeah.
father.
You think his dishes were just made out of golden shit when he was growing up? You think so? Also, who is your moderator? What's that idiot's name who just muted me from typing for no fucking reason? I wasn't even typing in the chat, dickhead. You just fucking muted me for zero fucking reason.
That's kind of funny.
Moderator Sedan, PAS, dude. You're like, you don't know anything. You just
so
muted
petty.
me for zero reason. I wasn't even typing in the chat.
That's so fucking petty. I love that. That's so fucking petty. Hey, what is this?
That's Trump and I don't know who the hell that guy is. Some Asian dude fucking sitting
literally sitting in a room made of gold.
Yeah, and is that Donald Trump's house, or where is that? The White House, or is that a penthouse somewhere in New York City? Where is that? That's not Donald. That's not his house growing up. I don't think that's silverware. Is he eating off the ceiling? Is he eating off the ceiling? You fucking moron!
Why would he be eating off the ceiling? Are you asking me to prove?
Well, that's what you just said. He was eating off a golden spoon. I mean, I don't see a golden spoon anywhere in that photo.
So if I could prove that he ate off of like golden, like with the use of like golden utensils and plates, like I could prove you wrong.
Maybe at a young age, you said he grew up eating off a golden spoon. So if you show me a picture of baby Donald Trump eating off a golden spoon,
there you go.
Oh yeah. Where's Donald Trump in that photo?
This is in his penthouse, moron.
You're going to Google and searching up gold plates and just expecting me to believe it. This is what happens when you inject liberal media in your bloodstream.
Oh my god,
you fucking moron!
Oh my god, Okay, first and foremost, you understand that eating off of a
You're
golden
infected
spoon,
with liberal mainstream media.
You understand
dude.
that eating off of a golden spoon is an idiom?
Is a what?
An idiom.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what an idiom is?
Yeah.
What is an idiom?
It's a phrase or an expression whose meaning isn't derived from the literal words, but rather than a figurative colloquial sense understood by the speaker of language. You fucking idiot.
That's what the Google AI overview tells you. You fucking idiot.
No, that's what my brain just told you.
Okay.
That's what the information just...
Okay, turn your camera on, close your eyes, and repeat yourself.
Can I turn my camera on? It won't let me. Give me live access and I will.
You don't have live access because you're not clouded enough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're,
Do you even know what pop means?
You're a nobody, little bro.
You should see my Instagram page, how many followers I have on there.
What's your Instagram?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not doxing myself.
But you just said that I should see it.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Yo, Linda, thank you for the $25 on Venmo. Who says for caller IQ test. One moment. For caller IQ test fun. Love you. Thank you for caring so much about the kids and women. Linda, sorry. Thank you so much for the $25, and I really appreciate you for being here. Could you say W, Linda?
Yeah, I mean, if she sends me some money, I will.
No, she sent my
Linda,
name.
send me money and I'll say W.
No, but she sent me money. Could you thank her for sending me money?
No, send me money.
Or what about Sherry? Thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Appreciate you so much for the love, Sherry.
Send me
Thank you,
money,
thank you,
Linda, and
thank
I'll
you.
say thank you.
Well, Sherry asked for the $20. Sherry says, please make him name
Sherry,
a
send
good...
me money and I'll say thank you.
Sherry with the $20 says, please make him name a good deregulation of Trump's. After an hour on Parker's life, you couldn't even name one. Oh, can you name a good deregulation of Trump's?
Yeah.
Do it.
So mainly like the EV mandates on the cars. I mean, I told him that earlier. The car mandate. You know what a Prius is?
I do know what a Prius is. I love Priuses.
Yeah, I actually have one.
Okay.
Not even lying. I literally have a Prius. Not even lying. That's one of my 50 cars that I have.
You have 50 cars?
I have a lot of them, multiple different properties, multiple different states.
I thought that not even 5 minutes ago you said that you're not a rich little asshole that drinks bubbles on water.
I'm not a rich
but now
little
you're telling
asshole.
me that you own 50 cars? So you think
I mean,
that...
I have
so
a
I just
lot
want
of
to
them. They're
clarify.
just in separate names.
So I just
They're
want to
different
clarify.
names that are different.
I just want to clarify. Do you think that bubbles and water is more pretentious or less pretentious than owning 50 cars?
Yeah, well, it depends on the type of car you have, right? Isn't a Prius like what you think is like supposed to save the environment or something?
I think
isn't
that
that what you think?
I'm pretty sure that 50 Priuses are going to be a little bit more pretentious.
I never
than
said anything
drinking
about
some
50
bubbled
Priuses.
waters.
That was an exaggeration. I obviously don't have 50 cars, moron. I just have multiple because I'm like that.
Oh, you're like that? You're rich?
No.
No?
I'm just like that, though.
Well, if
So,
you're not well
EV
off, then why do
mandates.
you own
Do you want to talk about EV mandates? You want to keep talking about how, about my life, my personal life?
Well, I mean, I guess I am a little bit more interested to know more about you. Did you graduate high school?
Yeah.
Did you go to college?
I did.
Nice. What did you major in?
Multiple different things. I actually went to school for multiple different things, and then I actually
What
withdrew.
did you go to school? What did you go for?
I withdrew. I didn't finish my education because I started making so much money online. I didn't have to go to college.
You make money online?
Yeah. Do you know what day trading is?
I do know what day trading is.
Yeah, I got really lucky with that about 4 years ago.
Wow. Wow.
But I'm not gonna go to. I got a violation warning.
That's okay.
Do you have to kick me now?
Oh, whatever. I'll keep you out because we're about to end the live. So I have a question for you.
Yeah, we're not going to talk too many details about day trading, especially like the things I do specifically, because I do day trading. I do.
You do day trading? Can
I
ask
don't
you?
want to say specifically. It's kind of immoral, honestly, especially for
So-
someone like me. The other thing I do. Do you know what EHOR is?
So I have a question. When does pre-market trading begin?
Basically, I mean, it can really start whenever you want it to.
Nope. No, it starts. It takes place at around 8 a.m. to 9:20 a.m. Eastern Standard
Yeah. Are you talking about the Wolf of Wall Street stuff?
Time. No. When does like the stock market open?
In the mornings.
What time?
Around 8 a.m.
Oh! You just
Yeah, 9:30 a.m. Eastern.
You just incorrectly read off of whatever website you found. You said 4 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. No, it closes at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So you accidentally read off the time that the market closes and confused that for the time that you think the market was supposed to open. You're not a day trader. You're a fucking liar. No, there's not a singular day trader in existence that doesn't know when the market opens. There's not a singular day trader in existence that doesn't. No, it doesn't depend on where you're at. Regardless of where you're at, the market opens at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Oh yeah. Have you heard of a time zone?
Yes, but I just said Eastern
So it
Standard
depends
Time.
on where you're at. Do you know which time zone? Do you know which time zone I'm in?
All day traders operate off of.
Do you know which time zone?
All day traders operate off of Eastern Standard Time, right? When trading in the market, they don't say that the market opens at 7:30 Mountain, 6:30 Pacific, 8:30 Central. No, they all say it opens at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. All traders operate off of EST because the markets operate off of EST.
Hey, I never said I was the best day trader. I just said I got lucky with it a while ago, and I also do multiple other things online, multiple different things. I do a plethora of things.
A plethora of things? It's called plethora, not plethora.
Yeah,
plethora.
Did I just say that, dude?
What are the other things that you do online?
I do other things. I run multiple different little
like what?
Tender and hinge operations.
Tinder and hinge operations? What do you mean by that?
I don't want to go too far into that, but I run operations.
Are you scamming people on Tinder?
No.
then what kind of operation can you run on Tinder to generate a profit?
Dude, I do multiple different things online. I don't want to
You're
talk about
scamming
any of
on
it.
Tinder. So do you like
I never said
catfish
that.
as like an attractive woman, like
never
match
said
with
that.
men and then ask
And
for
then like
money?
act like I have an OnlyFans and stuff or whatever.
Oh, you do! You catfish men and then that's a crime. That's illegal.
I didn't say I did that, dude.
Yes, that's illegal.
You're fucking lying for shit.
Then what kind of Tinder operation do you run?
Basically one where I go on as myself and I have my profile as me and everything, and I get likes from girls who want to send me money.
So your Tinder operation is just
You never
swiping
even
right on
seen me
everybody
do
and then
before,
asking
dude.
them for
You've never-
money?
Well, they send me money basically because have you ever seen me in person? Do you know what I look like? You know
So
how
you just
attractive I
beg
am?
women for money. The way that you make
I don't beg anyone.
The
They
way
just
that you generate an
stay-
income is by begging
Do you even know
women
how
for money
attractive
on
I am,
Tinder.
dude? You've never even seen me in person. You don't even know what I look like.
I
I promise you, if you saw a picture of me and you saw me in person, you'd probably want to send me money.
You could be a perfect Chad and still yet, if you were to start begging random women for money on the internet on Tinder, you'd get blocked.
Oh yeah? Well, I bet you you're completely lying about bullshit because I never
I'm
begged
completely
for money once.
Oh,
I
then
just
what do you do?
basically
You say, please send me money. I'm not begging.
well, listen, I have
Please,
my
I
Tinder
need
operation.
it. I
have my
need it.
Hinge operation. I work for multiple different courts and law and stuff. And I was in college. I basically also do a house down payment. So I find houses that people are trying to sell, and then I basically like get those houses, and I reach out to the other person who's trying to buy them. But I just basically up the price for a little bit and say, hey, there's this property here you can buy, but it's this much money, and then they buy it for that much money, and I get like an extra 25K off it sometimes. So I do multiple different things, dude. I do a lot of things. I do so many things.
What is that called?
It's called my fucking business.
No. You just said where you'd like buy a house and then like exchange it to another person and make profit.
Yeah, it's
What is
basically
it
just
called?
flipping houses, bro.
Flipping houses. Okay, so you know that's what it's called. It's called flipping houses.
Yeah, it's literally what you do. You just flip houses, not like a name for it. You just
can you explain
buy
the
and flip
process to
houses,
us?
bro. Dude, you basically have to purchase. You don't specifically have to purchase it yourself, but you can buy a property, renovate it if you want, and then you literally just resell it. There's multiple different websites.
So what you described is different than what you're saying now. Because now you're just describing like general house flipping, but what you described like less than 5 minutes ago was like not even purchasing the house, but selling the purchase agreement to somebody else.
Yeah, you literally just do that.
But selling a purchase agreement to somebody else is different than purchasing it, renovating it, then flipping it by
Yeah,
selling
and
it.
I do both of those. I told you I do a plethora of things. I do
Wait,
about 15, 20,
But yesterday,
25 different things.
But yesterday you told Parker that you were an employee at GM and that you were laid off. So which one is it?
And employee at GM, what the hell even is that? I never said anything about that.
Yeah, yesterday you said that to
Might have
Parker
been my
this
buddy
week.
fucking Gage, dude.
No, this was you.
Okay, pull up the clip.
I don't have the clip on me.
I said I was an employee at GM. What even is GM?
You don't know what GM is, but you own 50 vehicles?
No, I don't know what GM is. GM Motors?
You just said General Motors. Good to go, dumbass. No, it's just General Motors.
Yeah, I've never worked there before a day in my life.
Oh.
Your little fanboys are lying to you.
Oh, they're all lying to me. Hey, Samantha, thank you for the $3 on Venmo.
Wholesaling,
Who says
home
Brock-
liquidity,
who says
option to buy, seller financing, crowdfunding. Do you know any of those words? Have you ever flipped a house in your life? Have you ever worked a day in your life?
I'm working right now. This is my job.
Do you know what flipping houses is?
Can you respond to what I just said? You said, have you ever worked at
Financing, crowdfunding. Nice. Yeah, this is a real interesting job.
Oh, closer to 15.
Yeah, you're lying. And if you're not,
15
DM me
million.
after this. Send me some of that.
15 million I've made so far today.
Send me some of that money today, okay?
I thought that you didn't.
I'm gonna
believe in-
DM you. I'm gonna DM you after this, and you're gonna send me like 50 bucks
I
to
thought
pay for
that
dinner later.
I thought that you didn't believe in wealth redistribution and you just need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
No, you do, but you're gonna help me buy money, okay?
Well, I've actually made $1 trillion today.
Yeah, you're just a little bullshit liar. Do you even know what lucrative means?
Do I know what lucrative means?
Yeah, do you know lucrative? Do you know what the word profit means?
I would
do you know any
argue-
of these like actual financial terms?
A lucrative,
Listen, you don't know nothing about
A lucrative
nothing.
market is one with high levels of volatility, right? Meaning that you possess the potential to maximize profit, but also because of those high levels of volatility, you possess potential just to lose it all. A lucrative market. It's like a scary market to get into. Massive profit potential.
Like, you haven't said anything smart. You haven't convinced all these Trump
Adriana,
supporters who
thank
are
you so much
listening
for
to
the
you right now
$20
just hate
over on
you
Venmo. I
even
appreciate you
more.
for the love, Adriana. Kelly, thank you for the $10 on
realize that,
Venmo.
right?
Says, just found his Instagram. His name is Brad, and he has 5 followers. Samantha, thank you for the $9 over on PayPal. Thank
You're
you.
stupid
Thank
little
you. Thank you. Thank you. Carissa, thank you for the $10 as well. He says, never stop making these fools look even worse than they are, dude. Yeah, this guy's looking real bad. Dude, you were looking terrible today, brother.
Yeah, my name is Brock, not Brad.
Your name's Brock? I think your name's Brad. Tara, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube. He says, here you go, $1,020.
Brad
We made
what?
$1,020. Thank you for the $20, Tara. Thank you so much.
Guys in the chat, no one actually found me. That's a bullshit ass little. I don't know who the hell. My name's
That's a
not fucking
bullshit.
Brad.
Hey.
I don't have 5 followers on Instagram. More like 5,000 million.
Would you ever support somebody as president that called for the death of their political opponents?
I mean, if your political opponent was Hitler, would you want the death called for him?
Yeah, but what if your political
Yeah,
opponent's
so
not
it depends
Hitler?
on who the political opponent is, Mr. Moron.
But what if it's not Hitler?
Then it also, what about Stalin? Like, dude, you're literally a Sesame Street character.
What
You
if
don't
it's
know
just
shit.
like a random Democrat in Congress?
That would not be cool.
Okay, Trump did
Like
that
fucking
like 2
Oscar
weeks
the
ago.
Grouch, dude.
Dude, Donald Trump did that like 2 weeks ago. He called for the death for random Democrats in Congress. He said they need to be hung.
No, he didn't, dude. He retweeted something about someone else retweeting it, and it probably
Get
wasn't.
off of here, Brock. I'm done with you. Oh my God. Hey, Jenna, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo, who says, don't redistribute this wealth to Brad, please. You'll never get it. Thank you for the $20, Jenna. Thank you so much, Jenna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we kicked Brock. And listen, guys, we usually end our stream at around the 4-hour mark. Right now, we're at the 4-hour and 40-minute mark. We went a little bit over because we're too busy talking to Brock. That was a funny conversation. He's a weird-ass dude. But at this point, we are going to go ahead and end the live for the night. I still got to go to the gym and do some shit, so I'm going to do that now. But I will see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace and love, everybody. Make sure to hit that follow button on your way out on TikTok. If you're on YouTube, please drop a like on this stream, guys. It really helps when you drop a like on the stream, seriously. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace and love. Bye-bye.